Opening day comes once again, and the Melbourne Aces are back defending their 2 consecutive Claxton Shield championships as back-to-back champs of the Australian Baseball League. The fans are piling in, the weather seems to be holding up, and we are ready for baseball in Melbourne, Australia. Josh Sperber here with Mike Mark Antonini, a.k.a. Aussie Mike, and Ed Wyatt will be joining us a little bit later on. And it's only been a couple weeks without Major League Baseball with the World Series just ending, but we got pro baseball back in Australia, and Melbourne is primed for another strong season.
Yeah, I'm really excited, Josh. I mean, for both of us, this is our first time calling games internationally. We've been in Melbourne a few weeks now, and it's just been an awesome experience, and that's without, calling games and seeing the Aces play, go out there and do their thing. So now that the season's finally started, I'm really excited to see what happens over the next few months. We know that Melbourne's coming in defending those 2 consecutive championships, and on paper the roster looks great. Pitching, defense, hitting, some stars on this roster. Coaching staff is filled with guys who've been in the game for a long time, great playing careers, great coaching careers. I'm excited to see it all unfold, and it's really special to be here. You
had an NBL star, Chris Goulding, throw out the first pitch, so we're getting closer to the game. But the Melbourne Aces, you talked about that coaching staff led by Peter Moreland, a guy with an extensive history in the ABL, the major leagues. What does he bring to a team like this?
Yeah, I mean, what doesn't he bring to a team? I mean, 12 years in the big leagues. He's one of the most notable athletes to come out of Australia. I mean, a guy who, you see what he's done in his career. Like I said, 12 years in the big leagues. Not only was he in the big leagues for 12 years, he was a big piece to a lot of good clubs, especially the Atlanta Braves for 9 seasons, a key reliever out of the pen. He's been with this Aces club for 5 seasons. First few as a player, he was a player coach. He was just a pitching coach. He managed in the exhibition series last year, and he gets his first year as an official ABL manager this year. But he's a guy who brings experience. I think he brings credibility. He brings a level of comfort because, we just met him the other day. He's only been here a couple days, but he's an easygoing guy. He just got that good personality. Guys want to be around him, and I think that helps a club. It's something that you can't quantify, just that intangible aspect of what a manager and a former player brings. But he can do a lot for this club as the skipper.
He seems like he's a fun guy to play for, adapting to a quick turnaround from working the World Series and now here in Melbourne. So we're going to take a look now at the New Era Technology starting lineups, beginning with Geelong Korea. Yu Sang-pin in right field is the leadoff man. Not a lot's known about a lot of these GK guys, but a whole lot of Korean talent on that team for sure.
Yeah, no doubt. I'm excited to see what they bring over. It's an all-Korean team like you mentioned. It's made up of a lot of younger players, guys who have bounced between the minors and the major level in Korea. And it's a lot of guys who have some experience, but just a little bit, 1 to 3 years.
And the defensive alignment for the Melbourne Aces is as follows. Aiden Willis in center field, called up to the senior squad for the first time, and a fantastic exhibition game for him last week.
It was exciting to see Aiden go out there and do his thing. Again, another guy that we didn't know a ton about, a local kid, but he took the opportunity in stride, leading off in center field. I mean, made plays on both sides of the ball. You mentioned the 3 hits, and then defensively he looked really good. Just a fundamentally sound player. I'm excited to see him tonight in the season opener.
Well, right now they're announcing each team's on the field, so while they do that, we take a look at the Vibrant Services weather, something that has not been the best when it comes in Melbourne, but the weather seems to be holding out today.
Yeah, 17 degrees Celsius, not too much wind, but a little bit. Humidity at 83%, and some rain earlier in the day, but just a 10% chance going forward. I think we're going to be good getting this game in.
Yeah, definitely think this is going to hold out. You can see the sun kind of creeping in behind center field after what was certainly not an easy component to this week. But Geelong Korea coming off of a tough season in 2019-2020, the last ABL season, the first one in 2 years that we are seeing baseball back. And as we've talked about, and something that we'll continue to touch on, the Melbourne Aces are those defending champions of the ABL, and they are getting ready to come back onto the field right now for the first time in a full season in 2 years.
Yeah, this is really cool, I mean, for everybody, but especially the fans who've waited a couple years to see a full ABL season. We know that the fans pack the place here. We've seen and heard, we've seen videos, we've heard stories from past years. whether the Aces are winning it all or whether it's been a season where they just haven't fared so well. The fans show up for their team, and it's really cool to see so many people out for this opening night game.
Yeah, the fans are really coming out in droves, some food trucks all weekend long, and it's certainly a fun atmosphere to play the game. And while the coaches and players of the Aces are being introduced, we're going to take a look at the All-Star Access Hire keys to the game for the defending champion Melbourne Aces. Mike, what do you got?
Yeah, well, first off, depth is huge for this team right now. A lot of the guys who are going to be regulars in this lineup in the pitching staff for the Aces are not with the team right now. They're with the national team in Japan in the Samurai Japan series. They'll be back later this series, but depth or lack thereof could play a factor in this game tonight. Looking at leadoff magic, look, goes back to Aiden Willis, 3 for 4, a triple shy of the cycle, had that home run late in the game to win it in the exhibition game against the Baseball Victoria All-Stars. You know, set the tone at the top, and I think Aiden's the guy who can do that for this team with the skill set that he has. And then targets on their backs. Look, everybody's gunning for the Aces this season. The last 2, Claxton Shields, went through Melbourne. This one this year probably will too, so they got targets on their backs.
Well, we'll see if they can get a three-peat. We'll step aside for the national anthems and get baseball going right after this. Two beautiful renditions of the Korean and Australian national anthem. And now we are getting set to hear my 2 favorite words, play ball, just about 2 minutes away from first pitch here at Melbourne Ballpark. We talked about some of the keys. But, Mike, what gets you most excited about your first season with the Aces?
Oh, man, I'm just excited for the opportunity to broadcast to an international audience. I mean, we're going to have people all over the world listening to us call this game. I mean, it's pretty wild to think, I've wanted to be a broadcaster since I was in middle school. And now to get a chance at 27 years old to call games in Australia, I mean, it's pretty wild. So I'm just excited for the opportunity. I'm excited to just be back on a baseball field.
Yeah, it's always different to be calling baseball into November, and the season's going to go into January, February if we're lucky. And as it has been the past couple of years, we could see some February baseball here in Melbourne. And that is going to start with the pitching, as it usually does. So we'll take a look at Cody Mincy, the starting pitcher for the Melbourne Aces, as the teams get ready to take the field in Melbourne. Cody has been here before, and he reached one of the highest levels that you can reach in American Pro Ball earlier this season in the Marlins organization.
Yeah, Cody had a great year in the Marlins organization. He was part of a Double-A championship with Pensacola, and his first baseman tonight, J.D. Osborne, was also on that team. But like you mentioned, although he spent most of the year with Double-A Pensacola, he did get to Triple-A Jacksonville this year. He's a guy who was signed out of independent ball. He wasn't drafted. The Marlins picked him up in July of 2021. Not a big guy, 5'11", 180. But, he throws the heck out of the baseball, a 5-pitch pitcher, 4-seam, 2-seam fastballs, throws a cutter as well, has a slider and a changeup. So just the fact that he can pick apart hitters with 5 different pitches, that's going to help him. And he's got experience in this league. And another thing, this is going to go for a lot of guys on this roster. Former teammate of his current manager.
Yeah, the experience that he has with that manager certainly set to help him. And the experience in this league as well. Obviously, the teams change every season. That's just how it goes in a lot of pro baseball. But he's been here before. He's done it in this league, and he's a guy who has been playing pro ball for quite a long time.
Yeah, and, like I said with Peter Moreland, we just met him a couple days ago. We met most of these players just last week. But meeting Cody, he had that vibe around him where he's like, I'm locked in already. And I think that's what we're going to see once he takes the bump here with the opening night start.
And the fans are getting excited. Both teams have just been in an all-business kind of mode for just the entire couple of days. And that certainly extends the game time now as the teams are taking the field.
Yeah, and there's just been so much lead up to this game for opening night. I mean, for us especially, being the broadcasters, all the prep work that we've done, we were just talking about it with Ed before we went on air. A lot of work was put into, the media guide, game notes, getting rosters ready to go. There was a lot of stress, leading up to it. But now's the fun part. Now we get to call the games and bring the action to all the fans who are watching from home. Shout out to everyone who's tuned in. And again, like I said, broadcasting to an international audience, it's going to be cool. To know that we're broadcasting to people all over the world. But yeah, the lead up for the players. I mean, these guys are grinders. They're pro players. They want to get back out there and play as much as they can, and they finally get the opportunity to do that tonight.
And some of the guys we talked about have been here for quite a while, and they've just been waiting for this moment where they're on the field getting ready to play serious baseball again. It's going to be the Melbourne Aces and Geelong Korea. They did not play in 2020. But back in 2019, their last season, 11-29 in the ABL, whereas Melbourne was second that year, but that was their first of their 2 back-to-back championships.
Yeah, and a lot has changed in those couple years, so it's exciting to see what these two clubs bring on day one. 40-game season, a lot of baseball to be played over the next few months. But yeah, it's always interesting to see how a team looks fresh out the gates, and it's going to be fun seeing this team made up of all Korean players going up against a very diverse Aces club. I mean, once this full roster's here, you're going to see, there's a couple guys from Japan, 3 Canadians, a handful of American players, and then a roster that's probably half made up of Australians, mostly local, but some from other parts of Australia. So it's cool to see players coming from all over competing with and against each other on this stage.
And another international league we'll get to see represented quite a lot is the KBO, and that is something that Yoo-Sung Pin is familiar with as he sets to be the first batter in the 2022 ABL season. Umpires for this contest at home plate, Stuart Howe, Ian Gavin at first, and Jeff Dunn is at third base. Cody Mincy on the bump for the Aces, right-handed pitcher against Yoo-Sung Pin, the left-handed batter. And the first pitch of the season in there for a strike. Cody Mincy, returning for his second ABL season, delivers a strike to start off the game.
Yeah, great choice by manager Peter Moreland to get him out there for the opening day start.
And that one misses low, so it's a 1-1 count to Yoo-Sung Pin. Plays for the Hanwha Eagles of the KBO, one of the premier international professional baseball leagues. We'll see a lot of those representatives in this game today. The 1-1 from Mincy. Sawed off Song Pin as a slow grounder to second base, flips and fires McConnon to Osborne. And the bat went farther than the ball on that first down.
Yeah, he jammed him inside, went in with that fastball there. And 3 pitches into the season, man already needs some new lumber. That's a tough look there.
Yeah, not a great start for baseball bats, but exactly what you want from the Melbourne Aces thus far. So, couple pitches, just 3, 1 out, and now Saho Chal, the third baseman, is up to the plate as we have a lost bat donut. The man in the on-deck circle, Oh Jung-han, loses some equipment as he gets onto the field. So Korea might be busting out of their equipment excited to play.
Yeah, still working out the kinks for inning number 1 of game number 1, but we've already seen a lot.
The right-hander deals inside, a nice-looking cutter from Cody Mincy, and Ho Chal takes it for a called first strike. Mincy showing off the arsenal from the stretch, kicks and deals. Breaking ball over the heart of the plate. Cody Mincy has just been firing strikes. Only 1 pitch missed the zone and an 0-2 count on Saho Chal.
And I love how quickly he's working. He's just getting the baseball and going.
And the 0-2. Missing outside, count 1-2. And there's no pitch clock in the ABL, but it's something that I know you and I saw quite a bit of in the minor leagues. I think Cody's just pretty accustomed to it.
Yeah, I mean, when a guy has to pitch with the pitch clock for so long, you're just going to get used to it.
1-2. Called strike 3. The first strikeout of the ABL season for the Aces goes to Cody Mincy. Down goes Saho Chal. 2 away in the first to bring up Oh Jung-han.
Yeah, and that just may be the way Cody pitches all the time like that quickly. Now, obviously, with runners on base, things will change, but that has to affect the hitters at the plate. I mean, some guys take longer to get ready in the box.
Mincy deals. Fastball low and in, and that's going to miss to Jung-han. Count 1-0. No score thus far. 1-0 pitch, caught on a miss.
Good changeup there. Pulled the string on it and, kept it low in the zone, and O was way ahead of that one.
Oh Jung-han in his second professional game. 1-1 count, 2 away. Hit on a line up the middle, and that is the first hit in Melbourne Ballpark this season. Oh Jung-han, just his second professional game, has 1 career appearance in the KBO, gets a hit in his first ABL at bat.
Yeah, it's a nice piece. Stayed on that pitch, drove it up the middle, kept the hands back. And for Mincy, no 1-2-3 inning, but still a chance to get out of this inning quickly and with no damage done.
And as we saw on the replay, he just barreled up on that and scorched it right up the middle. So a runner on first base, 2 outs to bring up the cleanup hitter, Sung-chan Oi. Mincy from the first base side of the rubber deals. Fastball upstairs, misses 1-0.
Yeah, Mincy working out of the stretch for the first time tonight. We'll see if that changes his pace at all.
And now from the stretch for the first time, Mincy deals, foul back into the netting, and the count evens at 1-1.
Yeah, he's not afraid to pump that fastball up in the zone. I mean, a lot of guys will try to stay low to avoid, leaving one in somebody's power zone, but he has not been afraid to challenge hitters up. Lefties, righties, doesn't matter.
And Mincy, a long pause, runner goes, 1-1 pitch, swung and missed, throw to second base in time, but the runner gets there ahead of the tag. A high throw by Matt O'Neill that just allowed for the first stolen base of the season. It's Oh Jung-han who puts himself in scoring position with a stolen base.
Yeah, he had a really big jump there. You seeing where he was when O'Neill caught that ball. But, I mean, Matt did a great job just to make it close. But a chance for Mincy to get out of it 1 pitch later, and it won't matter.
And the 1-2. Outside, count evens at 2-2. And a short sample size, but you're seeing some good things from O'Neill behind the plate defensively.
Yeah, and before the season started, talking to John Diebel, the director of baseball operations for this club, I mean, one thing he pointed out was that the catchers that they have already, he likes the way they receive the ball. He likes the way they command a pitching staff. And he was saying that just after them catching bullpens.
And he is certainly a man who knows baseball. Mincy looks at second, fires home. 2-2, misses outside in the first full count of the year to Sung-chan Oi.
Yeah, he's really trying to stay away. You saw it with the last 2 pitches there. He's got that cutter in his bag, so I may go in on the hands here and try to throw that cutter on the inner half to come back for strike 3.
Full count, 2 outs. The pitch outside, and that's ball 4. O'Neill makes a nice snag to hold the runner at second base, but a free pass puts 2 base runners on with 2 outs and brings up Kim Sa-kwan.
Yeah, I mean, this this Geelong Korea team showing that they can make something happen with 2 outs. I mean, no runs in yet, but 2 gone, no one on, and 2 strikes on the 3-hole hitter. Base hit up the middle, stolen base, walk, a guy who works the count, and now they've got something cooking here with 2 down.
So it is Oh Jung-han on second, Song Chan-oi on first, and Kim Sa-kwon at the plate. Pitch inside to the lefty, looked like a cutter from Mincy, and it misses 1-0. Falling behind in that count after getting out to a 1-2 count on Chan-oi. 1-0. Foul tip into the glove of Matt O'Neill, and the bat almost leaves his hand. 1-1.
Yeah, I think he needs some more pine tar. So we've seen a broken bat. We've seen a donut fly off a bat in the on-deck circle. Now, before it gets any worse and we see that bat go flying, he's going to get some pine tar on there.
So Kim Sa-kwon getting some pine tar on the bat. 56 games in the KBL over his career. The average not there, but 4 homers, 10 RBIs for the left-handed hitter. Mincy takes a look at second and deals. Just catching the outside corner. A nasty-looking breaking ball, and he has once again got a 2-strike count with 2 outs.
Yeah, the way the inning was trending, we thought Mincy was going to be in the dugout with less than 10 pitches, and it's turned into be a much longer inning, but he can end it all right here.
It'll be pitch number 20, a 1-2 count, 2 outs, 2 on. Outside, and the count evens up at 2-2.
Yeah, I've liked what I've seen from Mincy's changeup so far. I'd go changeup low and away here against the power-hitting lefty and see where O'Neill sets up and wants this next one.
He certainly got the stuff and a lot of it. 5 pitches in the arsenal and the 2-2. Did he go? Appeal to third base says he does not. A tough inside pitch. Looked like another cutter from Mincy. And handcuffing Sa-kwon, but he holds up, and for the second straight at bat, we have a full count with 2 away.
Yeah, big pitch coming here. You don't want to load the bases. You don't want to give up, a gapper or a base hit that scores a run, obviously. So, I'm thinking he probably goes fastball, tries to stay away again.
Payoff pitch, runners go, fouled up and away down the left field line, and we'll do it again. Looked like a fastball.
Yeah.
1 point for Aussie Mike there.
We're working on my analysis game. See if I can get hired to be an analyst somewhere as well as a play-by-play guy. Got to be versatile,
Got to be able to do everything, especially in baseball. The utility announcer, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep.
We'll do it again. Payoff pitch, 2 on, 2 outs. Mincy deals. Fouled away, just catching the top of the bat of Kim Sa-kwon. And the 4 and 5 hitters for Geelong battling against Cody Mincy.
Yeah, I mean, a big difference from what we saw from the first 2 batters of the game. But, I got to imagine they got good looks in the on-deck circle during the previous hitters at bats because they're seeing it well up there.
And Mincy deals. Called strike 3. Cody Mincy gets out of the jam with a fastball right down Main Street. And the Geelong Korea team comes out without a run. 2 left on base, no runs on a hit. And the Melbourne Aces come up to bat for the first time next here on Aces TV.
For over 40 years, All Green Nursery has been providing the communities of Melbourne's western and northern suburbs the best advice and results for their gardens. Our retail centre, indoor plant space and expansive nursery floor showcases over 150 varieties of vibrant plants, most of them grown locally right here in Werribee South. We have qualified horticulturists on site to help assist with all your gardening needs, and our home decor section is stocked with a full range of quality options. All Green Nursery, your local plant nursery and garden centre. Visit our sites in Hoppers Crossing and Epping. All Star Access Hire are your access equipment specialists. We have an extensive range of state-of-the-art equipment, and we pride ourselves on delivering outstanding customer service. We have the youngest fleet of equipment in Victoria, and we are consistently adding new machines. We get to know our customers and form partnerships with them. This video is of our partnership with the Victorian Government at Reservoir Station. All Star Access Hire are proud sponsors of the Melbourne Aces and our All Star Bar.
Back at Melbourne Ballpark, Josh Sperber and Michael Mark Antonini here as the Aces coming up to bat for the first time in the 2022 season. when they do, they'll be facing Kim Jae-young of Geelong, Korea, a right-handed pitcher against a formidable Aces lineup.
Yeah, Kim, 29 years old. He started 36 games in the KBO during the 2017 and 2018 seasons, and then it was back later this year after a little bit of a break. 5.57 ERA and 246 and a third career innings, 95 games in 5 seasons for Kim. So, the number one starter for this Geelong Korea team. Tough task for Aiden Willis and company coming up to bat here in the first.
But Aiden Willis, certainly a guy who can live up to a task. 3 for 4 in his first pro game, I guess you can say. He did play in the exhibition series, but he was the shining star of that exhibition last week against the Baseball Victoria All-Stars.
Yeah, did everything well in that game. I mean, his first at-bat, opposite field double down the right field line. Saw him run the bases a couple times, made some sharp turns. You see the speed. You saw great breaks in the outfield, singled, line drive to the gap, and then that home run to cap off his night later in the game.
A 5-tool performance as the side armor wings a slider outside, count 1-0.
Yeah, and just having a side armor on the mound, that's a tough guy to go against in the first game of the season.
A different arm slot as Jae-young deals. Fastball down the pipe, but fouled away by Willis, count 1-1. So Willis, that 3 for 4 performance. 6 hits in total for Melbourne in that exhibition series, and obviously 3 of them coming off Willis's bat. Jae-young deals. Breaking ball right down the middle at the knees of Aiden Willis, and it's 1-2.
And it's great to have a guy at the top of the lineup that can do some damage. He's got pop, can drive the ball to the opposite field and can make something happen on the bases if he gets on there with his wheels.
The 1-2. Foul tip, and it gets out of the glove of the Geelong catcher. Sang-on can't hang on, and it's still a 1-2 count.
Yeah, I mean, just seeing the way the ball comes out of his hand and the release point, I mean, there are times where I miss playing baseball so much, and then there's other times where I'm like, yeah, that's all right. Somebody else can take those ABs. Like, I wouldn't want to be going up there against this right now.
Yeah, that doesn't look like an easy pitch to pick up. 1-2 again. Breaking ball inside and a little bit upstairs to Willis.
That's a good take right there, a good eye to take it. And, yeah, that release point is tough because I got to imagine guys are picking it up a little bit later than you normally would for a guy throwing over the top.
And it's a 2-2 count to Willis now. Jae-young deals. Fouled away, scorched towards the food trucks past the right field wall, and we'll do it again.
Well, the Aces have only had one guy up there so far, but between Willis and a handful of guys on GK, I've seen some guys grind out at bats so far, working deep counts, fouling off pitches.
And that's certainly what Willis is doing right now. Saw a couple of those late in the inning against Mincy in the top of the first. 2-2, scorched into the dugout. That almost took the head off a couple of the Aces guys.
Yeah, they may want to rethink their dugout positioning right there. We may see a dugout shift whenever Willis comes up to bat.
And you can see Willis is hitting the ball really hard, but still not getting the barrel on it. Getting closer and closer to Jae-young. 7 pitches in the at-bat. Here's number 8. And that is lifted high in the air down the left field line, drifting out of play, and that's going to end up a souvenir.
I love the hustle from Aiden. He was about a third of the way to second base when that ball landed out of play. So he's a guy who's going to bust it out of the box and run everything out. But that's a tough pitch to fight off there, in on the hands, but he did a good job to turn on it as well as he could, making the starter throw pitches here early on in the game.
Yeah, 8 pitches in the at-bat. 5 of them have come with 2 strikes in the count. And here's the 2-2 again. Outside, Willis goes around. No shift needed. No appeal needed. First player up for the Aces is down on strikes.
Yeah, you could tell he wanted to hold up, but just couldn't. Committed too far. But there's a guy who, as the at-bat went on, he started to see it better. He started to pick up on it a lot better, and you could tell the way he fouled a couple of those pitches off with authority. I mean, hey, 9-pitch at-bat to start the game. Yeah, he's back in the dugout with a strikeout, but wearing down the opposing pitcher for the next few guys.
And from the replay, it looked like he'd got his pitch, too. As Robson swings at the first one he sees, fouls it out of play, 0-1.
I like the aggressiveness from Jacob here, right out of the gates. I mean, this is a guy who's played baseball at a high level for a long time. Plenty of time in AAA, got to the big leagues in 2021. He's been on the independent circuit as well. I like the aggressiveness from him there.
And Jay Young deals. Robson swings and misses, and it's strike 2. Definitely an aggressive approach, and this is a guy who he came here to play baseball, and that is what he wants to do. Every day, it seems like, in the last couple weeks, since the players have reported, you've seen Jacob Robson along with a contingent of other international players here taking batting practice day in and day out.
Yeah, it's cool to see them go about their craft and just trying to get better every day.
Up the middle, off the glove of Jay Young, up in the air, and he makes the catch. That is an unlucky break for Robson, but an incredible play by the Geelong starter, Kim Jae-young.
Yeah, I promise you I've never seen that on a baseball field. But yeah, Robson stayed on that pitch, that up-the-middle approach, not afraid to hit with 2 strikes. And yeah, for Kim there, just got some glove on it and was able to fling it up in the air right to him.
So an L1-1 as we take a look at that replay.
We may have to write that in the book as L1/P1 because it did go up in the air. But yeah, that was a rope on the line from Robson.
I don't even know how to score that. I'm just putting down L1, but there's definitely 2 outs for J.D. Osborne, another guy who was taking batting practice just about every day since he has been in Australia.
Yeah, I mean, these guys are having fun out here. I mean, hey, look, like you said, they're baseball players. They came here to work. And, yeah, seeing them at the field every day, going about their business is pretty cool because, every day you got a chance to get better. I mean, same thing for us up here in the broadcast booth.
As we take a look, another replay off the wrist of Jay Young. Knocks it up to himself.
Ooh.
As that one is scorched down the line, foul. Count 2-1. Osborne, another Double-A champion for the Miami Marlins organization. Teammate of Cody Mincy's with the Pensacola Blue Wahoos. And a guy who knows that pitcher pretty well, but versatile enough to be playing at first base today.
Yeah, and look, his versatility much needed right now with the shell of a roster that the Aces have because of all the guys that are in Japan right now with the Australian national team.
2-1 count to Osborne, 2 away. Jay Young deals. Weak ground ball, tapped down the third base line. That's going to roll foul. 2-2.
There's a chance we may see JD behind the plate a good amount this year, maybe across the diamond over at third base. He's got some experience there. But for Peter Moylan's club, there's a couple guys out there that can play multiple positions, and that's needed early on in the season. It's going to be needed throughout the season with 40 games in 3 months and, the travel, and you never know, guys feeling banged up here and there, stuff like that.
And one of the Australian players with Team Australia right now is Chris Burke, a guy we could see taking some of Osborne's reps behind the plate plenty.
Yeah, I mean, there's no shortage of catchers on this roster, or at least the full roster once all the guys are here. So it'll be good for these guys to, get behind the plate a little bit, but get off their feet as well.
2 outs, 2-2 pitch. Osborne goes, appeal to the third base umpire, says he went around. Jeff Dunn and Stuart Howe call J.D. Osborne down. 2 strikeouts in the first inning for Kim Jae-young and zeros for both sides. Into the second, scoreless here at Melbourne Ballpark.
Order your favourite meals from Light and Easy's new spring menu and enjoy amazing food, more free time and a healthier life. No shopping or cooking and no contracts or subscriptions. Just your choice of affordable, delicious meals delivered to your door. Order today.
Oh, we've been there for every game, the 4 and 20 pie. When Brownie takes one for the team, he's one big hungry guy. Oh,
2-0 in the first inning for Geelong Korea and the Melbourne Aces. Josh Sperber and Michael Marcantonini here on opening day of the ABL season. And you can't see it in that shot, but there's some food trucks down that right field line.
Yeah, I smell them. Can't see them, but I smell them. I did walk by the outside earlier before the game, and there's a bunch out there. It's pretty cool to see them all out there. A lot of good food around the ballpark tonight.
As the first pitch in the inning misses inside to Park Ju-hong, we're going to have to make our first call to action for Ed Wyatt to just come and bring us some deliciousness from the food truck. So if you can hear us, Ed, we're hungry.
Hey, whoever wants to, whether it's Ed or anybody else, whoever wants to be the delivery person and send it up to the booth, our door is always open. We will accept food at any time.
Always hungry here is Cody Mincy getting back to business. 1-1 the count to Park Ju-hong. Still scoreless. Mincy deals. Popped up down the third base side and foul.
Yeah, Mincy was around the plate a lot in the first inning, got those 2 outs pretty quickly. And, it's what eventually helped him get out of the inning. He did walk a batter, but then came right back and with 2 men on and 2 outs was able to get out of the frame.
1-2 pitch. Cut on and miss. Strike 3.
I like that changeup a lot, especially down and away to a left-handed hitter. Had him all off balance there, a little bit of ahead of the pitch, and that you can't really, even if you get your bat on the ball, you're not going to do damage against a changeup down and away like that. You may smack it on the ground to the left side, or you may roll over on it and hit a chopper to the right side. But either way, it's a great pitch from Cody.
Third punchy of the game for Mincy. 1 away in the second as the first pitch by Park Jong-hyun is fouled away to make an 0-1 count. And that changeup really just dives away from the hitter.
Yeah, it's a great weapon that he has in his arsenal.
Another change. This one just catches the outside corner, and Mincy once again getting ahead of these batters quickly.
Especially because 3 of his 5 pitches are high-velocity, harder pitches, the 2 fastballs and the cutter.
And there's the fastball, but it darts low, count 1-2. That's what you like to see from guys who can throw the fastball, some off-speed stuff to mix in. Mincy certainly got it. 1-2. Outside, count 2-2.
Yeah, and it's, most guys have a slider, a curveball, or both nowadays. Mincy has a slider, but just the fact that he has 3 hard pitches that all move in different directions, that helps him a lot.
2-2 and a golf swing by Park Jong-hyun. 2 straight punch-outs for Cody Mincy, cruising in the second inning. 2 away to bring up Jong Jin-hyuk.
Yeah, 4 strikeouts so far, and he's only gotten 5 outs in the game, so that's something to keep an eye on. And you love to see that out of the gates, first game of the year.
The center fielder for Geelong Korea, right on left matchup is Mincy deals. Breaking ball outside and away, and upstairs, count 1-0.
We'll see how far Mincy's able to go tonight. And of course, early on in the season, you never know how long guys are going to go, how long the leash is. Now it's different because this is early in a winter ball season, but all of these guys have played baseball throughout the year, especially the guys coming over from the States playing minor league ball, so they're stretched out. But again, these big league organizations probably don't want their guys, throwing too many innings out here in winter ball.
And a 2-1 count now to Jin-hyuk. Mincy certainly a guy who threw a lot of innings in the minor league season as he misses away to make the count 3-1, but this is where he struggled so far this game. The 2 outs is where Geelong got something going last inning. Fastball away, and that is the second walk of the game. So 2 Ks beget a walk. And for the second straight inning, Cody Mincy is allowed a 2-out base runner.
Yeah, another chance to work around that 2-out base runner and get out of the inning. But then again, back to this stretch, we'll see what he comes with here with, the 9-hole hitter Park up.
And Park Song-un, the catcher for Geelong Korea. A runner on as Mincy looks over at first, getting set to go. 40 pitches now for Mincy as pitch number 40 misses low and away, count 1-0. One-0 pitch, runner goes. It's a strike, throw to second base, bounces out of the glove of Wade McConnon. And a stolen base for Jong Jin-hyuk. second swipe of the game, but a 1-1 count to the catcher Sang-un.
Well, they're testing O'Neill early. The throw that he made in the first inning was on the money, just a little bit late because of the base runner getting such a huge jump. Even though he spiked that one in the dirt, that's not a bad throw because it was handled at the bag.
An impressive pop-up time as a pop-up foul from Sang-un makes it a 1-2 count. And O'Neill really does look quick behind the plate.
Yeah, and a good pop time is going to make up for maybe a pitcher being slow to the plate or a guy with a big lead getting a really good jump. That's the equalizer for catchers, and yeah, we've seen O'Neill pretty spry behind the dish.
And that's something we've seen from both these base stealers for Geelong. Quick jumps. 1-2. That is popped high in the air out to shallow center field. Into the infield dirt as the shortstop Khalil squeezes for the out. So as another runner gets on, it gets into scoring position, but the Aces get out of the inning unscathed. One runner left, no runs, no hits, and we're going to the bottom of the second scoreless here at Melbourne Ballpark on opening day.
Aussie gardeners are best served by Aussie tools, built specifically for our unique environment and conditions. Back in the 1890s, Leonard Chambers and William Thompson started a beekeeping supply business in Melbourne. Little would they know that their company would go on to change how Australians garden for well over a century. Cyclone is ingrained into our country's history and our way of life. Our tools are long-lasting and purpose-built for hard work.
We've been making quality tools for over a century.
They last that long, you can hand them down to the next generation. Good, quality, honest product that the Australian people have grown to love.
It's not an Aussie shed without a Cyclone.
My biggest takeaway of being here for 34 years is just a sense of pride in the product.
Australians buy good products. So if they keep on buying, we keep on making, so we're here.
Cyclone tools, made for Australians.
Bottom of the second inning for opening day baseball here at Melbourne Ballpark, and the fans have certainly come out. Not just for the food trucks, though, for the two-time Claxton Shield champions.
Yeah, I mean, these fans have been waiting a couple years now for the ABL to return to a full season format. Last year, a few games here at the ballpark, the Melbourne Challenge Exhibition Series, but this is, this counts. This is an exhibition. This is real ABL action, which is cool. And you mentioned the food trucks outside. Great food in the ballpark as well. Great place to grab some drinks, and that includes the Cyclone Tool Shed. That's the bar down the left field line here at the ballpark. That's new this season, so plenty of places in the ballpark to grab some food and drinks and enjoy a ball game.
Those swirly potato sticks, I don't know what those are called, but I want one.
They look good.
First pitch is hit on the ground to third, and an easy throw to get out Ryan Dale, the designated hitter for Melbourne. One pitch, one out in the bottom of the second inning.
Yeah, it sounded like he broke his bat. He got jammed there and just couldn't turn on it as much as he wanted to. Melbourne's still looking for its first hit of the ball game, but only 4 batters in.
Yeah, you could really see that jam shot on the replay there. But a routine play for Ho Chao. Now that's going to bring up Matt O'Neill, the catcher who's looked solid defensively. Coming off a good season with the Brooklyn Cyclones as he takes an inside pitch, 1-0. Jay Young deals. Hit on a line. That's going to fall into right field for a base hit. Matt O'Neill has looked good behind the plate, and he comes up with the first hit of the Aces season here at Melbourne Ballpark.
Yeah, it's a nice approach going oppo there, staying with the pitch, just taking it the other way. And, anytime a catcher can provide you with some offense, that's huge because we've seen him look good defensively and we know what he can do with the bat. He was an outstanding hitter at the collegiate level, has been really good with the bat in his young professional career. A lot of options for Peter Moylan behind the dish, but Matt O'Neill seems like he could be a mainstay back there this season.
Showing the power as well, and a lot of power expected in the man at the plate right now. Nick Bertucci takes a fastball to make it 0-1. One of the younger players on this roster, one of the 11 players, or 12, I think. I'm not good at math, but plenty of World Cup talent at all levels for Australia. Nick Bertucci among them. 0-1. Swing and a miss. Gets the breaking ball outside, and the count's 0-2.
Yeah, young player getting an opportunity here early in the season. Like a guy who's on the development roster for the Aces, but playing, getting a chance to start in left field tonight because of all the guys that are in Japan with the Australian national team. And, taking advantage of the opportunity. And we saw in the exhibition game, I mean, I said during that broadcast, looks like he's a tight end in the batter's box.
Just a large guy as Bertucci fouls it off. 6'2", 242 pounds, 110 kilos for those using the metric system. In his second year with the Aces, both as development player, got some time in the Melbourne Challenge Series, and represented Australia at the U18 World Cup back in September. Now the 0-2. Way outside on the slider, count 1-2.
Yeah, that's one of the things that I've had to get used to since coming out here to Australia is the metric system. We don't really use it back in the United States, and I know we learned it, growing up in school over in the States, but I still don't get it. It's really, it's tough, I'm telling you.
For you guys, fans, we will try to learn the metric system. 1-2. Misses outside, count evens at 2-2.
I'm trying, I really am. I've been, going to the gym since I've been out here. I pick up the weights, and back home they're listed in pounds. Here they're in kilograms, and it's throwing me off. I gotta judge which weight I need based on how it feels, not what the number is.
I think that's just your way of telling people you go to the gym. Like, we get it, you lift, man.
Occasionally.
2-2, hit on the ground, slow roll to second. O'Neill should get there safely, but Bertucci out at first base. Chan Oi gets the second out of the inning.
Productive out, moving O'Neill into scoring position, and that's one where he was just so far ahead of that pitch, it goes off the end of the bat that way, but good hustle from Bertucci out of the box.
And good hustle for Matt O'Neill. A bit of a slow roller, but a ball hit to second base like that can be double play potential. That'll bring up a guy that many Aces fans will know, Jared Cruz, one of the longest tenured members of the Melbourne Aces team. Ninth season with Melbourne. Remember both of those Claxton Shield championship teams. First pitch to Cruz, foul tip, bouncing backwards, makes it 0-1.
Yeah, Cruz is a really versatile piece, and we talked about the versatility of Osborne when you mentioned Chris Burke can play multiple positions. Well, in his time with the Aces, and you mentioned it's 9 seasons, he started games at 7 different positions, all 3 outfield spots, third, short, second, first. Got to get him on the mound and behind the dish at some point this year.
Yeah, he can be like Will Ferrell in that spring training game the one time. Another foul. That's going to roll forward, right back to the pitcher. And Kim Jae-young has had some nice breaks with kind of a backspin ball. That gets the final out. So the Aces get a runner in scoring position for the first time, but they don't bring one home. Still scoreless heading into the third, where Aussie Mike will take the mic for the first time this season.
Top of the third inning from Melbourne Ballpark. Josh Sperber alongside me. My name is Michael Mark Cantonini, a.k.a. Aussie Mike. Well, Josh, it's Aussie Mike time. We'll see if I can. I'll see if I get a couple hits to call. When we called that exhibition game this past Friday, we switched off play-by-play in color every inning, and all the hits came in your innings. I didn't get one hit in that game, so I threw a no-hitter, the broadcaster no-hitter. I'm looking to break that tonight. I want some action to call. Cody Mincy back to work for the Aces here. 2 scoreless so far for Cody. No score in the game. Mincy with 4 punch-outs through 2 innings so far. His first pitch of the inning, little late break on that one, looked like a cutter, in for a strike, 0-1. Top of the order for Geelong Korea, Yu Sang-pin, Saho Chow, and Oh Jang-han, the top 3 in the GK order. In on the hands, but sent through the hole between first and second into right field, a base hit. So 2 pitches into the inning, and Yu Sang-pin is on as a leadoff base runner. 4th base runner of the game for GK, 2nd hit.
Yeah, the first time they've put a runner on base with less than 2 outs. First batter of the inning gets on, and a nice piece of hitting by Yu Sang-pin, just taking it right through the hole in the left side.
Well, Mincy's had to deal with traffic on the bases so far in the game. Nothing new for him. First pitch, strike. Fastball over to Saho Chow. Chow went down looking his first time up, one of the 4 strikeout victims for Mincy. Mincy back with the Aces this year, was part of the championship team in 1920. Stabs at that one, throws to second for 1, over to first, a double play. 1-6-3 on the twin, killing Cody Mincy, flashing the leather. And not only that, Josh, a strong throw to second to start that double play.
Yeah, it's hard to say which pitcher is going to be the player of the game right now. Both of them have shown that they're very capable in the field, and a really smooth turn. You got to give some credit to George Khalil, but Cody Mincy, the architect of the first double play of the year.
A good reaction time on the mound to snag that one. And then the throw is what's important. 2 outs and no one on. Deep drive to center now. Willis ranges back. He camps under it, makes the grab, and it's a quick inning for Mincy. Not a 1-2-3 frame, but he does face the minimum 3 batters in the top of the 3rd. 3 scoreless for Cody. We are through 2.5. Bottom 3 next on the Melbourne Aces TV network.
One Love is there for the moments with the people you love the most. To share the highs and the lows together. It's the one for all people, all times, and all places. Brick Lane's One Love Pale Ale. It's the one for all.
At the Sporting Globe, we're a little different to other pubs and bars. We have more than just cooks, we have chefs. We have more than bar service, we have table service. We have more than specials, we have specialties. We have more than live sporting events, we have atmosphere. And we have more than customers, we have fans. It's more than a sports bar, it's a Sporting Globe.
Bottom of the 3rd inning from Melbourne Ballpark. Michael Marcantonini, a.k.a. Aussie Mike. Josh Sperber alongside with me. 8, 9, and 1 due up in the Aces order. George Khalil, Wade McConnon. Then back to the top of the order for Aiden Willis. No score through 2.5. It's the Aces, the 2-time defending Claxton Shield winners, going for a 3rd straight ABL championship this season. And Geelong Korea, the GK squad, back to the ABL this year for the first time since the 2019-2020 campaign. So right-hander Kim Jae-young back to work for a 3rd frame. Cody Mincy's fired 3 scoreless on the flip side for the Aces. Started a nice 1-6-3 double play and then got a quick fly out to center for the 3rd out of the inning. Josh, what are your thoughts on Mincy so far?
Now, he's looked good. I mean, if he's had a little bit of trouble staying in the ahead of the count later on, but I think all of that was put to rest in his last inning.
First pitch to Khalil misses outside, 1-0. And Khalil's a guy who's got a shot to play tonight, starting at shortstop. Played his college ball at South Carolina from Melbourne. Fastball high and up, it's 2-0. He said high and up, high and tight.
We're shaking off some rust as well, but Khalil, a guy who's been stuck behind Jared Dale, who we'll get to see later on, both primarily shortstops, and Dale, one of the best young Australian players. Khalil certainly has some upside as well, a really smooth fielder and a solid contact hitter.
Yeah, and impressive numbers at South Carolina, big-time D1 school in the United States, so you know that he's a talented player and can contribute for this club. 2-1 pitch, swing and a miss there. It's 2-2. Tough pitch up and in from Kim, who's looked good early. A couple strikeouts in a 1-2-3 first inning. Worked around a 1-out single in the second. Got 3 ground ball outs in that second inning. So keeping the ball down in the zone, keeping the ball on the dirt.
And that deceptive delivery, I think, a part in making Khalil late on the swing on his last pitch.
Called strike 3 on the outer half there. Third punch out of the game for Kim. Khalil will head back to the dugout after watching that one go by. And Josh, you mentioned the release point and the sidearm delivery. I mean, look, anytime for a hitter on opening day, that's always tough. Trying to get your timing down. But to see this release point, I can't imagine that's fun up there. Game 1 of the season, seeing this arm slot.
Yeah, I mean, even you're doing your prep. It's not like the guys throwing BP are going to be throwing at like a 50-degree arm angle or something crazy that Jay Young is.
1 gone and no one on. Here's the 9-hole hitter, Wade McConnon, a late addition to this Aces roster. McConnon filling in at second base tonight. And again, this is not the full roster that we'll see for the Aces this season. A lot of key pieces missing because of their time with the Australian national team, but they'll be back sooner than later, and chance for some younger guys to play, chance to see some guys at different positions, and that's what we're seeing tonight.
And McConnon's certainly a guy who's just happy to play. And just talking to him, just try to figure out where he fits in best, and he just says, I'll play wherever.
Fastball in the outer half, and the velocity is creeped up for the starter Kim on the mound. Seems as the game has gone on, he's really settling into a groove and getting loose out there. Gotta love that mindset from McConnon, though. Hey, just give me a uniform and throw me wherever you need me. In on the hands there, foul back. Well, one of the big things that we were trying to figure out before the game is what number this guy was going to wear.
Yeah, I was going to say he's had a couple different uniforms, and that's just today.
Yeah, I mean, I got a bunch of numbers that were supposed to be his crossed out and finally settled on 52, so that's what he's wearing. Hopefully we don't see an in-game change.
I don't think they can do that, can they? I hope not.
That was one thing we were really trying to get straight before the game, is what number Wade was going to wear today. Had everything settled, and then the number changes come flying in. Looking for our first run of the ball game. Neither team has cracked the scoreboard. Pitching has the upper hand early. Cody Mincy and Kim Jae-young, a pair of right-handers going at it. Infield defense straight away, all the way around. And there's ball 4 to McConnon, who works the walk. He is just the second base runner of the game for the Aces, and he's there with 1 out. Back to the top of the order. Here's Willis.
And the 32-year-old showing his experience in the box there. Wasn't trying to swing out of his shoes, was just looking for a pitch, didn't find it, and enough missed the zone that he's able to get on first. The first free pass of the day for Kim Jae-young.
Yeah, back to the top of the order now for Willis, and you love to see that out of your 9-hole hitter. Come in there, work a walk, see a few pitches, and Willis, who saw 9 pitches his first time up, has a second crack at Kim. First pitch, inside out swing. Is it going to sneak through? It will not. Handled at second, a bounce throw to first, not in time. Willis beats it out.
And there's that speed we were talking about. Mike, one of your All-Star Access Higher keys to the game was that leadoff magic, because Aiden Willis is just such a toolsy guy. Look at his speed out of the box here. A tough one just on the outfield grass, and a really nice play by Sean Oy. But Willis just speeds down the line.
Yeah, nice play by Song out at second. For a second, I didn't think he was going to get to it, but then the fact that he got to it and then was able to spin and get a throw off, impressive. But yeah, you mentioned Willis busting it down the line, and now first and second with 1 down for Jacob Robson. First time the Aces have had multiple base runners in an inning. Robson with an early RBI chance, looking to bring home the first run of the season for Melbourne. Time is called. Jacob steps out.
First time multiple runners have been on for the Aces, and we've talked about the experience of Robson at so many different levels of game. This is the guy you want at the plate to drive in those runs.
Guy who's played in the ABL before, so he knows how this league works and some of the talent in it. Hard hit ground ball to second. Song has it. Throws to second on a jump. It's in the dirt again, and it wouldn't have mattered if it was handled at second base by the shortstop, Park, because Willis beat the play. Curious decision for him to go across his body to second there instead of trying to spin and throw and get Robson at first.
But again, it's the aggression of Jacob Robson just attacking the first pitch. And you'd think that it would just be getting the simple out, but trying to get the lead runner, and a mistake by Chan Oy loads up the bases for Melbourne.
So the bags are juiced with one down for the 3-hole hitter J.D. Osborne. Osborne, like Robson, a native of Canada, both from Ontario. 2 of the 3 Canadians on this Melbourne roster. Evan Rutsky, left-handed pitcher, is the other. So Robson a chance now to drive in the first Melbourne run of the season. We're scoreless in the third. Nowhere to put Osborne. First pitch breaker misses outside. It's 1-0 on JD, who struck out swinging to end the first inning. So Kim in some trouble right now. 29-year-old looks to navigate through this jam. I know he'd love a double play ball. The corner's pinch, but the middle infielders stay back looking for that double play, trying to play for 2 there. Next pitch from Kim. As Osborne fouls one back. Got a good cut there. It's 1-1.
And they will rule Robson's play a single. So 3 hits in the game for Melbourne, 2 straight to set up these loaded bags for J.D. Osborne.
That's probably the right call. I think he would have beat that play even if this second baseman Song had gone to first with it.
Yeah, you can't assume a double play, but he did throw to second. So there's a little bit of confusion there.
1-1 pitch in on the hands. Osborne takes a big rip at it, comes up empty. Good pitch there from Kim to get it inside enough that Osborne wasn't able to do anything with it.
And he's really been getting the Aces hitters on those inside pitches. You see a couple times he's jammed the Melbourne bats.
Ball and 2 strikes. Osborne ready to hit. He fouls one off. Now the catcher Park was set up low and outside there. That one sort of missed the target. That was more back towards the middle of the plate. Well, JD looks relaxed up there. Comfortable, confident. You know, all these aces, talking to him this week and seeing them go about their work in the cage and, you know, getting, you know, some work in elsewhere. These guys are relaxed, they're ready, they're having fun, and I think you're seeing it already tonight, game 1 of 40. JD locked in, waits for the pitch from the right-hander, spoils the 1-2 pitch, foul. A good job to fight that one off. Count stays 1-2.
Another ball we've seen hurtling towards the Aces dugout. Melbourne guys have to be careful. But a good at-bat from Osborne, fighting off these late pitches, and as you said, Mike, just very comfortable in that box, and he doesn't seem to be a guy who gets stressed easily. He just always stays poised.
We'll do the 1-2 pitch at least one more time. We'll look at the runners on second and third for Kim. Now he comes to the plate. Fastball misses just, oh wow, a late strike 3 call. That was, I mean, there's late and then there's really late, and that was a really late strike 3 call from the home plate umpire, Stuart Howe. It was like he was like thinking about it. You know, is that strike 3? Yeah, it's strike 3. Let me pull the trigger.
Yeah, look right here. 1-2 on the count, and then he calls the strike 3.
Yeah, and looking at the replay, I mean, that pitch did ride back into the zone, but I think it crossed the plate and then, you know, went back. So.
Oh, it's the right call. We're just arguing with how long it took Stuart Howe to make the call behind the plate.
So 2 down now. Base is still loaded. Pitch misses way outside. That's a run-saving grab by the catcher, Park Sang-on, right there. Keep this ball game tied. So Osborne 0 for 2 with a couple strikeouts. This one looking.
They usually see those kind of diving plays in the outfield, but Sang-on stretching to make that catch, as we'll see on the replay here, almost out of the frame entirely.
Kim has his sign. Pitch to Ryan Dale. Good crack at it, fouls it way into the parking lot back there.
We might have seen a crooked number on that scoreboard if he timed his swing up. He certainly found the pitch he was looking for, but just a little bit late, and sends that the opposite way towards the food trucks in the parking lot.
McConnett on third, he walked. Willis beat out an infield single. He's at second. And Robson an infield single as well. He's over at first. 3 hits for the Aces in this one. Matt O'Neill was the first to crack the hit column with a second inning single, and now Willis and Robson the same here in the second or the third. Called strike on the outer half, and it's 1-2.
A really close call. Howe is given the benefit of the doubt to the pitchers on those outside pitches, but another really nice slider coming across the body of the right-handed hitter in Ryan Dale.
The Aces had bases loaded 1 out. They now have bases loaded 2 outs. 2 strikes on the DH Dale. Bounced to third his first time up. Aces veteran awaits the next pitch. Here it is. Fastball up top, swing and a miss. Strikeout number 5 in the game and the third of the inning for Kim Jae-young. He works out of the bases loaded 1 out jam. We are still scoreless through 3. Top 4 next on the Aces TV network.
For over 40 years, All Green Nursery has been providing the communities of Melbourne's western and northern suburbs the best advice and results for their gardens. Our retail centre, indoor plant space and expansive nursery floor showcases over 150 varieties of vibrant plants, most of them grown locally right here in Werribee South. We have qualified horticulturists on site to help assist with all your gardening needs, and our home decor section is stocked with a full range of quality options. All Green Nursery, your local plant nursery and garden centre. Visit our sites in Hoppers Crossing and Epping. All Star Access Hire are your access equipment specialists. We have an extensive range of state-of-the-art equipment, and we pride ourselves on delivering outstanding customer service. We have the youngest fleet of equipment in Victoria, and we are consistently adding new machines. We get to know our customers and form partnerships with them. This video is of our partnership with the Victorian Government at Reservoir Station. All Star Access Hire are proud sponsors of the Melbourne Aces and our All Star Bar.
No score between the Melbourne Aces and Geelong Korea. Top of the 4th inning, righty Cody Mincy back to work after 3 scoreless frames with 4 punch-outs. Michael Marcantonini and Josh Sperber with you on the call tonight. Well, Josh, pitching's had the upper hand early. Couple of right-handers going at it. Aces left the bases loaded. They had bases loaded 1 out and failed to score. J.D. Osborne and Ryan Dale both went down on strikes, and the Aces left the bases loaded. First big scoring chance of the season, though, for the Aces.
Yeah, the first time that either team had put a runner on third. The Aces just couldn't deliver, and you got to give a lot of credit to that starting pitcher, Jae-young Kim, for Geelong Korea. He really calmly got himself out of that jam, but a missed opportunity for the Aces.
Middle of the order for GK, Song Chan Oi, Kim Saw Kwan, and Park Ju Hong, the 4, 5, and 6 hitters for the Geelong Korea squad. Well, I do want to mention to Aces fans out there that as this one's ripped foul down the third base line, Mincy gets ahead, it's 0-1. But Aces fans, you can, at all Aces home games this year, receive a 20% off voucher for Sporting Globe locations in Werribee and Ballarat. So if you want to grab some sporting gear and go to either of those locations, come to an Aces game, grab a 20% off coupon. Line drive into the left center field gap. Bertucci heads over to cut it off. Gets it in quickly and holds Song to a single. The leadoff man's on here in the 4th.
Yeah, second straight time with a leadoff base hit for Geelong Korea. And a good defensive play by Nick Bertucci to get to that in time. That was a well-placed ball by Song Chan Oi right in the gap in left center field, but Bertucci was right on it.
Here's Kim Saw Kwan, the first baseman. Struck out to end the first inning. Another crack at Cody Mincy. Mincy's dealt with base runners in all 4 innings now. Got a double play ball that he started in the 3rd inning. Here's a ground ball to Osborne to second for 1. Back to first, not in time. But J.D. Osborne flashing the leather. Went the long way to second with the throw. Made a really nice throw. Didn't develop quickly enough to turn the double play, but you get the lead runner, and not only did Osborne, field that ball and make a strong throw, Josh, but he had a bat hurtling towards his way that he had to kind of be wary of.
That's the second time that Cody Mincy has left a batter with just the knob, and the bat almost made it to the outfield. Not an easy play for a guy to try and scoop up and make a quick double play potential throw while having to dodge a just chopped bat.
Cody Mincy making some firewood tonight. A couple broken bats. First pitch to the 6-hole hitter Park Ju Hong misses. It's 1-0.
I mean, if you have a lighter, it's kind of cold up in the booth. We can have a little fire as a foot warmer up here.
I was just thinking it's a little chilly.
Yeah.
We both got the long sleeves on up here. the last few days, yesterday I think it touched 80 at one point. It was beautiful, and yeah, didn't get the sun for opening night tonight, but at least the rain held off.
Yeah, the sky's still clear enough. It's still baseball weather.
Yeah, I feel that.
Although in my mind, it's always baseball weather. No bias at all.
Yeah, I'm not with you there, because there's weather that is not baseball weather in my mind, but yeah, no, this is, it's got that early season. In the States, our baseball seasons start in either late March or early April. This has that kind of feel to it. 2-1 the count on the left-handed hitter, Park Ju-hong. Man on first and one down. Osborne, the first baseman, holding on the runner. Pitch misses outside, and the count swells to 3-1. So Mincy in danger of walking his third hitter of the game. Other than the 2 walks, Josh, the command has been really good from Cody.
Yeah, and it's I don't even think that a lack of command has led to the walks. He really tries to fool hitters with his breaking stuff.
Good pitch on the outer half there, swing and a miss, make it 3-2.
And there's a perfect example of it. That change-up that darts away from the hitter might not have hit the strike zone, but he fooled Ju-hong enough to make an offer at it.
So a chance to come all the way back here. Runner goes on 3-2. Pitch is sent deep into left center field. Bertucci on his horse makes the grab on the run. Nice play by the young Bertucci. Gets it back in. Strong throw from Nick. And the runner will retreat to first base. 2 down now in the inning.
And Nick Bertucci trying to earn himself a more permanent role with the Aces here, and that's a good way to do it. Good. 2 times he's gotten a really good read of the baseball in the outfield, and this one able to make the grab for a big second out on a hit and run play as well.
Yeah, the runner was in motion on 3-2 there, and we've seen plenty of guys put in motion so far for GK. A couple stolen bases in as many tries for the GK squad. Now with 2 down and a man on first, here's Park Jung-hyun, the shortstop. Swings at the first pitch, it's 0-1.
Going with some upstairs heat from Cody Mincy, getting a nasty swing attempt by Park Jung-hyun.
Next pitch is sent on a line out to left center, but there's Nick Bertucci once again. Well, he was busy out there, records 2 of the outs in the inning, got 3 balls hit his way, and after a leadoff single, Mincy retires the next 3. Bottom 4 next, still no score. You're watching the Melbourne Aces on the Aces TV network.
Save that try. When Brownie takes one for the team and Bradley skated by. This golden crusty pastry watched as Taylor kicked the sky. When Ben Simmons makes a 3, we give a big high five. What future sport looks like just won't be right without a pie. Oh, what a lovely pie, me mates are 4 and 25. Oi!
Light and Easy's award-winning healthy meal delivery service features over 235 delicious breakfasts, lunches and dinners for everyone to enjoy. From those who want to lose weight to those who want to gain more free time. From those who want to be a little healthier to those a little older who want to age well. There's no shopping or cooking and there's no contracts or subscriptions. Just your choice of affordable, ready-to-eat meals delivered to your door when you need them. Visit lightandeasy.com.au today.
Michael Mark Antonini and Josh Sperber back with you on the Aces TV network. We're scoreless through 3.5, bottom of the 4th inning from Melbourne Ballpark. The Aces will send up Matt O'Neill, Nick Bertucci, and Jared Cruz, 5, 6, 7 in the order, against right-hander Kim Jae-young, who's looked really good through 3 innings, Josh.
Yeah, he really has, and that deceptive delivery has been just tricky for the Aces hitters to pick up. Just 3 hits so far for Melbourne, and 51 pitches, 36 for strikes for Kim.
On the flip side, Cody Mincy's been really good as well. 4 scoreless innings, 60 pitches through 4 frames. He's been pretty economical. He's gotten some quick outs. He's let his defense make some plays behind him. Nick Bertucci had a nice inning defensively, making 2 outs in the left center gap after Mincy allowed a leadoff single. So GK has failed to crack the scoreboard. The Aces had the bases loaded in the bottom of the 3rd but did not score. We'll see if they can get on the board first here. Matt O'Neill had the first hit of the game and the season for the Aces with a 1-out single in the 2nd. Here he is. Takes a breaking ball that misses inside. It's 1-0. Well, Josh, we're only a few innings into Game 1 of the season here at Melbourne Ballpark, but it already looks like fans are having a great time over at the All-Star Bar down the right field line. Next pitch to O'Neill on the outside corner, 1-1.
Yeah, I can tell you right now, if I wasn't working, that's where I would be. That seems like a really fun place to watch a game and a whole lot of great food and drink options to just pair with great baseball here in Melbourne.
Yeah, you got the Cyclone tool shed down the left field line, the All-Star bar down the right field line. Fly ball into right, coming on to make the grab is Yu Sang Pin, and O'Neill is retired for out number 1 of the fourth.
The Cyclone tool shed might be the thing to talk about with the former Cyclone just at the bat there, but didn't get enough wood on it, kind of went underneath that breaking ball, made into a relatively easy play for Yusung Pin.
I'll tell you, you're saying you'd be out there if you weren't working at the All-Star Bar. We got 19 more home games here after tonight. Maybe we can get a remote broadcast going from down there.
Some Brockmeyer stuff for us. Yeah, I'm with it.
1 out, no one on. Here's Nick Bertucci. Bounced to second his first time up. An early season pitchers duel, game 1 of the season. You kind of expect that. I feel like pitchers have the upper hand early in the season, just with batters just trying to lock in on their timing and all that. Both guys throwing the ball really well tonight. Fastball misses outside. Count goes to 1-1.
Yeah, it certainly seems to be the case so far. We've seen a couple of almosts from both sides of the play, both sides of the plate, I guess. But Nick Bertucci has been one of the more impressive defensive players we've seen.
Line drive, base hit into right field. Bertucci has his first hit as an ace, and the 4th base hit of the game for Melbourne.
And the 18-year-old going opposite field for his first base hit. Good piece of hitting, kind of off the end of the bat, but still enough on that to get himself on base, and a hard hit liner as well.
Yeah, Bertucci's going to go play college ball in the States, heading to play ball in Arizona this coming spring. So you see the talent at a young age. You see he's already grown into his body at just 18 years old. He's a big guy. Yeah, impressive to see what he could do in the outfield, and then going the other way with a little line drive into right field. So Bertucci's at first. Here's Jared Cruz. Dribbles one in front of the plate. The catcher Park throws wide to first, and everybody's safe. Bertucci heading from second to third. The throw's in the dirt, but smothered by the third baseman Saho Chow, and Bertucci is thrown out for out number 2. So a situation where it could have been first and second, 1 out, turns into just a man on first and 2 down.
And I like the aggression from Bertucci. I think this is the time to try it, but I don't that ball just did not get far enough away from the first baseman. It was a good decision, though, by Park Sang-un to throw to first base, but great backup by the second baseman in Chan Oy.
A lot happening on that play there. It does result in an out for GK. Error charge to the catcher Park Sang-un on the throw to first. First error of the game for either club. Now 2 outs and a man on first. Here's George Khalil. Well, Jared Cruz, you get the bat on the ball, you make something happen. You got to make the defense make a play. Now, Park Sang-un did not, but his teammates picked him up there to get Bertucci over at third. Khalil went down looking his first time up.
He's got plenty of speed, 11 stolen bases in 9 seasons. Doesn't steal a lot, but he can get the extra base via the steal.
Pitch to Khalil, fouled that one in and out of the glove of the catcher Park. It's 1-2. Excuse me, 1-1. 7 combined hits in the game, no runs on the board yet. An early pitcher's duel as the 2022-2023 ABL season kicks off. There were a couple games around the ABL last night. A full slate tonight with all 8 teams in action. Breaking ball popped up. The second baseman Song calls for it, makes the catch, and the inning is over. Bertucci a 1-out hit, but he is the only hit of the inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. A man left. There was an error and a man left. We're scoreless through 4. Josh Sperber with the play-by-play once again when we head to the 5th after this on Melbourne Aces TV.
Gardeners are best served by Aussie tools, built specifically for our unique environment and conditions. Back in the 1890s, Leonard Chambers and William Thompson started a beekeeping supply business in Melbourne. Little would they know that their company would go on to change how Australians garden for well over a century. Cyclone is ingrained into our country's history and our way of life. Our tools are long-lasting and purpose-built for hard work.
We've been making quality tools for over a century.
They last that long, you can hand them down to the next generation. Good, quality, honest product that the Australian people have grown to love.
It's not an Aussie shed without a cyclone.
My biggest takeaway of being here for 34 years is just a sense of pride in the product.
Australians buy good products. So if they keep on buying, we keep on making, so we're here.
Cyclone Tools, made for Australians.
Top of the 5th inning at Melbourne Ballpark. It has been an eventful game, but the scoreboard might not say the same. Scoreless in the first 4 innings of Aces baseball in 2022. Josh Sperber and Aussie Mark Antonini on the call. Ed Wyatt is probably out there somehow simultaneously in line for every single one of the food trucks out in the car park.
Yeah, I mean, we're up here having fun calling the game, but I'm sure Ed's having a blast down there with all the food that's here tonight.
Cody Mincy getting the first pitch of the inning. The miss is low to Jung Jin Hyuk, the center fielder for Geelong Korea.
Well, you're right, Josh. The box score really doesn't tell all from what's happened tonight, but that's why they have us up here to tell you guys what's going on back home. But yeah, it's been a lot more eventful than the box score will read.
Couldn't have said it better myself, Mike. 1-1 count to Jin Hyuk. Walked and stole a base in his only at bat in the second, and now ahead in the count 2-1 to Cody Mincy, who has 63 pitches thrown so far. A solid outing for him, a guy who really transitioned to be more of a starter later in the season in Miami's organization.
Yeah, Cody's looked really good, sharp early on, right out of the gates, and now I think Peter Moylan's going to come out and ask about something. But yeah, Cody's been sharp early. A couple walks, strikeout pitch was working early, looked really good turning that double play ball. And yeah, you mentioned a guy who's bounced between starting and relief roles. It's good to see him having some success early.
And I think Peter Moylan, a former major league pitcher himself, trying to defend his pitcher, maybe having a gentlemanly discussion about balls and strikes with Stuart Howe. As the breaking ball just misses outside, and for the third straight time, Geelong Korea sends the leadoff man over to first base. 2 walks for Jung Jin Hyuk, and now a runner on and nobody out for Sangwon Park.
Well, this GK squad's put the pressure on Mincy and the Aces defense, and the Aces have gotten it done each time.
And the Aces, the championship formula, the last winners of the Claxton Shield in the last 2 ABL seasons. The first bunt of the season will roll foul by Sang-un. So it's an 0-1 count to Sang-un, who's 0 for 1 on the day.
Yeah, this is the type of game where small ball may play a big role and maybe be the difference. Look, neither team has been able to get anybody home yet. It's been tough moving runners. Even in the inning where the Aces loaded the bases, it wasn't like it was really a rally with, double to the gap, single down the line. It wasn't like that.
Dummied bunt, high throw, and that's going to roll into center field, a stolen base, and I think we're going to have an errant throw on Matt O'Neill. Willis has trouble fielding it, throwing to third, and getting in there safely is Jin Hyuk Jung. So the first mistake for the Aces, and now Geelong Korea has a runner on third for the first time.
Stolen base and an E8 there on Willis, just overran it a little bit, probably tried to pick the ball up too quickly to get it back in. But yeah, just as I was saying, small ball could play a role. What you don't see a lot in the United States, at least at the big league level, the bunting, the stealing. GK is putting the pressure on doing just that. Now they have a man on third with no outs.
And we might get an E2 to Matt O'Neill as well. We'll wait on the call for that, as that one's roped into the gap. Should score a run. Willis makes the squeeze. Coming on home is Jin Hyuk, and the first run of the season at Melbourne Ballpark is scored by Geelong Korea. The Korean dugout erupts. It's 1-0 Geelong, and Park Sang-un brings home the first run on a sac fly.
Yeah, he put the pressure on, showing bunt on a couple pitches, and now Peter Moylan's going to get in the face of the home plate umpire, Stuart Howe. But that's a manufactured run. Doesn't matter how you do it, as long as you get it in. Obviously it's a run for the opposition, but I like the bat flip there.
And Peter Moylan is really getting angry at Stuart Howe. I believe that is Jeff Dunn, the third base umpire, holding him back. Both the umpires are keeping him out of Stuart Howe's face, and he does not like the way balls and strikes are being called in this contest. But it will not change the fact that it's 1-0 Geelong Korea, and Peter Moylan will head back to the clubhouse. The first ejection of the season. Not the way you want to start off the game if you're Peter Moylan.
Yeah, that's tough, and I understand where he's coming from completely. The call that comes to mind, that pitch that J.D. Osborne was called out on strikes on for the second out of the third inning, bases loaded, 1 out, and one pitch can take a rally away from a team, and I'm sure Peter feels that hurt his club in that inning when they had the bases loaded, and now a situation that hurts his pitcher and leads to a run for the opposition.
And as the first pitch misses outside to Yu-Sung Pin, you can also look at that first at-bat of the inning. Jang Jin-hyuk, maybe Moylan thinks he shouldn't have been on base. Couple of close pitches as Song Pins lifts this one into left field. Easy out as Nick Bertucci makes the squeeze for the second out of the inning.
Well, you got to give Mincy some credit to come back after what just unfolded on the field. Geelong taking the lead and then be able to get the second out, and now we've got some more extracurriculars.
And it looks like Yu-Sung Pin was having some words with Cody Mincy, still looking back towards the field, unhappy with the pitcher, and the umpires are having a conversation with the Geelong Korean coaching staff, and that is the manager for Geelong as well, who is making sure that everything is good with the home plate umpire. That's Byung-Kyu Lee. But 2 outs in the inning, 1 manager rejected, and it's 1-0 Geelong Korea. First pitch to Saho Chal is in there for a called first strike.
Yeah, both 2 intense managers here, guys who have seen a lot in their careers. Peter Moylan, 12 years in the big leagues, and then Lee Byung-Kyu, the manager for GK, 17 seasons in the KBO. He also played 3 in the Nippon Professional Baseball League in Japan, so he's been around as well.
And the 1-1 pitch misses upstairs. It's 2-1.
2 first-year managers in the ABL, so you got, taking a replay and see Mincy John with the GK player, but 2 guys in their first game as managers in the ABL.
And a scorched foul ball by Ho Chal, 2-2. And it looked like it, actually that was 1-2, excuse me, but it looked like the only thing I could make out on the replay was throw the bat that way. So he might be taking some kind of offense to the way Geelong Korea, or I wouldn't say flipping their bats, but the way they're letting go of their bats.
Yeah.
Payoff pitch. High chopper over to second base. Easy play for McConnon. 4-3 ends the inning, but not without some damage done. A sacrifice fly plates the first run of the ball game, in Geelong Korea up 1-0 on the Aces as we're halfway home here at Melbourne Ballpark. You're watching Aces Baseball on Aces TV. way home in Melbourne Ballpark. Looks like a lot of smiling faces, not hungry faces though, plenty of delicious meals here at Melbourne Ballpark, and the meals for the players provided by Light and Easy. So I know I'll be enjoying one of those after the game. Right?
Yeah, well, Josh, the vibes in the ballpark are not light and easy right now with what went down during the last half inning. Manager Peter Moylan ejected for the Aces. The GK squad was chirping at Cody Mincy in the Aces last inning. So the vibe's not light and easy, but the food at the ballpark that's fueling the players this season is light and easy. So we want to give a shout out to Light and Easy, a proud sponsor of the Melbourne Aces, for helping feed the players all season long, and they've helped feed us as well. They got some good food.
Yeah, my first couple of meals here were light and easy. Saved me from cooking while I was jet lagged, I'll tell you that much. Now Wade McConnon leads off the bottom half of the fifth inning. And he sends the first pitch past the diving third baseman, deep in the infield grass, bouncing throw. He gets in there safely. Wade McConnon legs out a deep infield single. And maybe that manager ejection is the spark that this Aces lineup needs. Lead-off runner on base for the first time of the Melbourne Aces.
Yeah, Wade providing a spark at the bottom of the lineup, walk, now an infield single, legging that out. And yeah, like you said, maybe that ejection, Peter Moylan hitting the showers early tonight, going to get his team fired up. And I got to imagine they're just going to naturally be fired up anyway because of, what went down with the GK players chirping at Mincy last inning.
Yeah, you got to protect your pitcher. And if you got a guy who's jawing back, you're going to want to do something about it with the sticks. As they're taking a look at the replay here, it looks on the replay like he's safe. Tie goes to the runner, and it seems like Wade McConnon beat that play by a step, and that call will be confirmed by the home plate umpire in Stewart House.
Somebody was about to be ejected if that call got changed. We were going to have somebody joining Peter in the clubhouse.
Well, fortunately, that doesn't have to happen. Fortunately for the Aces, they've got the tying runner on base, and Aiden Willis, who does have one of the Aces' 5 hits today, up at the plate to try and make that happen. McConnon's got good speed at second, and Willis, the right-hander, at the plate. He sends the first pitch, chop foul, as it looks like there's some action in the Geelong bullpen. Can't tell who is there as we take another look at that replay. A clean angle. That is pretty close. But McConnon will remain safe, and it's an 0-1 count to Aiden Willis. Former development player for the Aces squad, called up for his first season on the senior squad in 2022. Next pitch, a fastball just catching the outside corner. And that's a called strike 2 to the Aces center fielder.
Well, the Aces do such a good job developing young talent, bringing guys up through the pipeline, and knowing, at a young age that you're going to be a part of the Aces, even if you're not on the Aces roster. But, just to come up through the system and, for a guy like Willis getting a chance to do what he's doing, leading off and playing center field in the ABL now. It's a credit to his development, credit to the coaches and the development staff throughout baseball Victoria and in the Melbourne area.
And with 8 players on Team Australia that are on the Melbourne Aces roster, a lot of these development guys are stepping in and playing roles today. This one's grounded a short, double play potential, 6, 4, and 3, just getting Aiden Willis at first base. The fans don't love it, but it's a tailor-made double play, and Geelong gets a big break for the second out in the 5th.
Yeah, that's tough. I didn't think they were going to have a chance to double up Willis right there because he runs really well, and that ball wasn't scorched to short. Looking at the replay, I don't know about that one.
Yeah, 2 really close plays at first base, and the umpires are having a conference next to the pitcher's mound to review that again. It looked very close, but so did McConnon's, and he was called safe as well. I find it hard to see them overturning this.
Yeah. I don't think it'll happen. But yeah, just well-executed double play by the GK squad, and now John Diebel's going to have some words. A lot of close plays so far tonight. We're not even through the 5th inning.
Yeah, John Diebel, a very capable manager, in Peter Moylan's
Oh, he beat
stead.
that. He beat it. Looking at that second look at the replay, he beat it.
And that's what Australia's Mr. Baseball is talking about with Stuart Howe, just making sure that his voice is heard. Definitely a lot calmer a tone, but Diebel seems all right with the decision. It is a double play, 2 outs to bring up Jacob Robson. And you got to remember, Robson was part of that early rally. George Khalil struck out in the 3rd inning, and then Robson and Willis singled after a Wade McConnell walk to load up the bases, but the 2 straight strikeouts kept a goose egg on the board for Melbourne. Robson trying to start something, and he scorches one to second base, but a short run for Sean Oy and an easy out to finish the inning. So Kim Jae-young faces the minimum. A 4-3 grounder ends the 5th, heading to the 6th, 1-0 lead for Geelong.
One Love is there for the moments with the people you love the most, to share the highs and the lows together. It's the one for all people, all times, and all places. Brick Lane's One Love Pale Ale. It's the one for all.
At the Sporting Globe, we're a little different to other pubs and bars. We have more than just cooks, we have chefs. We have more than bar service, we have table service. We have more than specials, we have specialties. We have more than live sporting events, we have atmosphere. And we have more than customers, we have fans. It's more than a sports bar, it's a Sporting Globe.
Geelong Korea has a 1-0 lead on the Melbourne Aces. They scored that in the top of the 5th, and now we're in the top of the 6th inning. We have our first punt 1-2-3 pitching change. Jack Fox, who started the exhibition game last week, will come out of the bullpen for the Melbourne Aces, and Jack has had a pretty solid but short career in his younger professional career in the independent leagues in the United States.
A couple years in the American Association with the Kane County Cougars for Jack. Impressive numbers, a 3.61 ERA through his 2 seasons with Kane County. In the 2022 season was really good, 11-3 with a 3.04 ERA. Pitched in 18 games, started 16, 91 2/3 innings of work. Jack, really impressive numbers there, 73 punch-outs in those 91 2/3 innings. So 2 years of pro ball under his belt. 25-year-old right-hander from Los Angeles, California.
And he'll replace Cody Mincy. 5 innings, 1 unearned run, 3 walks, 3 hits, 4 strikeouts. Is in line for the loss, though. And Jack Fox trying to come in to hold the lead. He's a guy that we could see as a long reliever, could maybe see in the starting rotation, but he'll come in the middle innings to get his Melbourne Aces career started.
Yeah, a guy who could be a swingman for Peter Moylan this season. Just whether he's starting or relieving, a chance to really eat innings and help this club out.
So he will face the heart of the order for Geelong Korea, Oh Jang-hun, Song Chan Oy, and Kim Seok-kwan in the top of the 6th inning. The Aces out-hitting Geelong, but Geelong outscoring Melbourne 1-0. Fox's first pitch, a fastball, fouled away by Jang-hun, who makes it an 0-1 count. He had maybe the hardest hit ball, a scorcher out to deep center field his last time up. That was in the 3rd. Now Fox deals. Weak grounder, shallow on the third base side. Bare hand pickup, fires, and it pulls the first baseman off the bag. So Jared Cruz, a tough play that should be a single for Oh Jang-han.
Yeah, it's a tough play for Jared right there. I don't think he gets him even with a good throw. And, yeah, I don't think you can expect him to make that play. Inside-out swing there and really busted out the box to beat that play.
Yeah, not an easy play to make for a charging third baseman. That will be ruled a hit, so we have our first multi-hit game of the season at Melbourne Ballpark. That goes to Oh Jang-han. Runner on first base, and Song Chan-oi up, takes a look at the first pitch, a fastball right down Main Street to make it an 0-1 count. Song has reached base twice, a walk and a single. In the first inning, Jung Han-oh stole second, the first stolen base of the season, while Song was at bat. This one, double play potential. Grounded to McCann and on to Khalil at short, double play. Routine 4-6-3. Second twin killing of the ball game for Melbourne.
Well, we saw George Khalil was really smooth at short in the exhibition game last week. I mean, just good footwork, able to throw across his body. Good range moving to his left and his right. Nice start of the double play by the second baseman, McConnon, who's really doing it all tonight with the bat and the glove, and that's what Jack Fox needed right there.
And Jack Fox, a sigh of relief and a clap in the glove. Gotta love that double play partnership for the Aces. So 2 away to bring up Sakwon Kim. Top of the 6th inning, 1-0 the score. Geelong in the lead. Weakly fouled ball, that might have hit off the leg of Kim. So it's an 0-1 count to the first baseman for Geelong, who is 0-2 on the day. As we see the replay, off the back foot. That cannot feel good. So 0-1 count. Fox pitching exclusively from the stretch. Sends a breaking ball that clips the outside corner to make it 0-2. Sakwon Kim, 161 average in the KBO with the Kia Tigers. 4 homers, 10 RBIs in 56 career KBO games. 0-2. Wave and a whiff, strike 3. Bounced out of the glove of O'Neill, a tag for safety, and Jack Fox faces the minimum and gets his first ABL strikeout. Bottom of the 6th coming up. The Aces behind a run, looking to get that back on Aces TV.
For over 40 years, All Green Nursery has been providing the communities of Melbourne's western and northern suburbs the best advice and results for their gardens. Our retail centre, indoor plant space and expansive nursery floor showcases over 150 varieties of vibrant plants, most of them grown locally right here in Werribee South. We have qualified horticulturists on site to help assist with all your gardening needs, and our home decor section is stocked with a full range of quality options. All Green Nursery, your local plant nursery and garden centre. Visit our sites in Hoppers Crossing and Epping. All Star Access Hire are your access equipment specialists. We have an extensive range of state-of-the-art equipment, and we pride ourselves on delivering outstanding customer service. We have the youngest fleet of equipment in Victoria, and we are consistently adding new machines. We get to know our customers and form partnerships with them. This video is of our partnership with the Victorian Government at Reservoir Station. All Star Access Hire are proud sponsors of the Melbourne Aces and our All Star Bar.
Hey Aces, young fans, we're going to do the Diamond Dash, so if you want to take part in the Diamond Dash...
Aces fans, make sure that there will be an Aces player meet and greet after the game on Sunday, 5 p.m. at the Sporting Globe in Werribee, hosted by Richard and Ann Alexander. A fun way to get to know some Melbourne Aces players this season, and I know you can agree with this, Mike. It's a really great group of guys here in Melbourne.
Yeah, I mean, this is a group that you're going to want to go out to, the Sporting Globe in Werribee and meet the team, because a lot of really good guys, great personalities, and I think one thing I've seen so far is they're so willing to engage, with the fans, and these guys coming from all over, and they've already bonded and kind of gotten to know each other pretty quickly, and yeah, it's going to be a fun group this year. So yeah, head out to Sporting Globe in Werribee and meet the team this Sunday, 5 p.m.
And the heart of that group, in the batting order anyway, coming up for Melbourne, 3-4-5, beginning with J.D. Osborne as the side armor, and Kim Jae-young gets a called first strike on the Aces first baseman. 2 times Osborne has come up to the plate, 2 times he is struck out. A guy who we might see get pretty expressive through his headbands. Take a look at that. Tonight, one of the plain ones, though. He's got a couple different animals. He's got a white one under his helmet to match the Aces' white jerseys tonight. An 0-2 count to Osborne, and a really good outing so far for Jae-Young Kim. He's got 69 pitches. Number 70 is coming up in this at-bat. And of those pitches, 51 have been for strikes, really dotting the I's for the Geelong starter. He's got an 0-2 count on Osborne. And Kim deals. Hit over to first base, grounder just fair, fielded by O, and he will tag the bag for out number 1. 3 unassisted to bring up the cleanup man in Ryan Dale. Kim Sa-Kwan making the play by himself, kind of a check swing. Osborne reached at an outside pitch there.
Yeah, I mean, defensively, GK's gotten the job done on their side tonight, and on the mound, you know, just keeping guys off balance. That's been the story tonight. Not a ton of hard hit balls for the Aces.
That'll bring up Ryan Dale, the DH, who lets a breaking ball go low and away to make it a 1-0 count. Struck out with the bases loaded to end the third, also grounded out to third in the second, so he's 0 for 2. Another guy with a whole lot of experience. Now Kim deals the 1-0. Misses outside. Nope, that caught the outside part of the plate. Really close pitch, and Dale laughing that off. I don't think he agrees with that call either.
No, that one looked like it was outside, and by a considerable amount, too. Strike zone's been a little bit all over the place over the last few innings.
So 1-1 to Dale. 1-0 the score. Geelong in the lead. Dale loops this one over the shortstop's head and out into left center field for a base hit. 6th of the day for Melbourne, 1st of the season for Ryan Dale, and a 1-out base runner for Melbourne brings up the go-ahead run in Matt O'Neill.
92 hits for Ryan Dale in his Aces career, 10th all-time in Aces history. It's also his 162nd game as an Ace. That's 7th most in Aces history. So a guy who's flying up the leaderboard in his Melbourne career.
That's one major league season, if you think about it. 92 hits in a major league season, it's not bad.
He's a seasoned vet in this Aces club. We mentioned it during the exhibition broadcast. They do such a good job of developing talent and keeping talent in Melbourne. The local guys stay.
So first pitch to Matt O'Neill, misses outside, 1-0. He has the distinction of getting the first base hit of the season for Melbourne. Single in the second inning. He's 1 for 2 on the day. Dale takes a short lead off of first base. 1 on, 1 out, and a 1-0 count. Kim deals. O'Neill found his pitch, but got over the top of it, fouled it back to even the count at 1-1.
Yeah, I really like Matt's approach tonight. Went oppo with that line drive single his first time up, and a couple big cuts here in this AB. He's aggressive. He's ready to hit, and I feel like it's just, it's just going to take barreling one up, and he's really going to lock in.
And he certainly looked locked in today. Solid at the plate, solid defensively as well for O'Neill. 1-1. A little out in front of that pitch. A slow roller foul makes it 1-2. Looked like Dale was off on the play. He was almost the entirety of the way to second base. So he'll take a slow walk back to first.
And another a note on Dale. He's the first Dale with a base hit for the Aces this season. beat his younger brother to it.
It has nothing to do with the fact that Jared is on a flight back from Japan right now, I'm sure. 1-2 to O'Neill. Instead, it's a pickoff attempt at first. No tag applied as Dale was back at first safely. You'd think of Jared as more of the base stealer among the Dale brothers, but an aggressive approach for the defending champs on the base paths. The 1-2. And that is hit high in the air out to center field. Jin Hyuk's giving chase, stepping onto the track to make the catch. A hard hit ball by Matt O'Neill, but just not far enough. Dale back to first, 2 away to bring up Nick Bertucci.
Gave it a good ride, and that ball got on the center fielder Jong pretty quickly, and he was able to track it down. Didn't have a lot of time to react to it, but he reacted well and got a good jump on that. But just looking at the replay, that's a really nice piece of hitting by O'Neill to stay up the middle of the diamond and hit it with authority.
I'd say that is hit well over 300 feet off the bat of Matt O'Neill, too. So a promising start for him, but 2 outs and a runner on first for Nick Bertucci now. He had his first hit in his pro career as a senior player, as he was with some U18 action with Australia, played in the development organization for the Aces, a little bit in the Melbourne Challenge earlier this year, and now an 0-1 count, a 1-0 count to him. Bertucci, another one of those guys getting a chance with the Aces, leading all ABL teams with 8 players on Team Australia in Japan now, as Bertucci swings and misses to even the count at 1-1.
Yeah, ahead of that breaking ball right there. Some really good late break on that pitch.
And Kim Jae-young has had some really good stuff tonight. The fastballs look good, and the breaking balls just look better with that sidearm delivery. Harder to pick up.
It's like he's throwing a frisbee out there. And you see the ball sweep across the zone like that. That's tough to hit.
That one swept a bit too far across into the left-handed batter's box. 2-1 count to Bertucci, who lets it go.
I mean, even a pitch like that, I mean, that was never a strike. But just the amount of break on that pitch, you know, it kind of, you know, I know if I was up there, I'd be all messed up seeing that.
If I was up there, I would have struck out already. That's why I'm up in the booth here. 2-1 to Bertucci. Kim deals. Right down Broadway. That one called strike 2. A fastball from Kim Jae-young. And the count is now even. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The tying run on first in the form of Ryan Dale. The 6th single of the ball game for the Aces. No extra base hits in 2022 just yet. Bertucci has the pop to produce one, though. Kim, a long pause. Deals. Off goes Dale. Misses outside. The throw is high, leaping downwards, and the tags apply. A really nice play at shortstop from Park Jong-hyun to catch the runner stealing on a high throw. So that ends the inning. Bertucci will come back to bat in the 7th, and Mike Marcantonini will have the play-by-play for the next 2 innings.
Order your favourite meals from Light and Easy's new spring menu and enjoy amazing food, more free time and a healthier life. No shopping or cooking and no contracts or subscriptions. Just your choice of affordable, delicious meals delivered to your door. Order today.
Oh, we've been there for every game, the 4 and 20 pie. When Brownie takes one for the team, he's one big hungry guy. Oh, what a lovely pie, me mates, a 4 and 20 pie. Glory!
Right-hander Jack Fox back out for another inning of work as a swarm of kids are running from the right field foul line across to the left field foul line. I guess that's a race, Josh? I didn't catch what was happening in between innings, but I think it was a race from the one foul line to the other into that side area over down the left field line.
It looks more like a stampede, honestly. There's just so many of them.
I mean, I was getting ready to set up Jack Fox for another inning of work, and then I just see this swarm of kids running across the field. But I like it. Some good mid-inning vibes there.
Always good to get the fans on the field in a polite and orderly way.
Yeah. Well, a lot of running going on there, but not a lot of runs on the board tonight. A 1-0 ball game here in the top of the 7th inning. So it is Jack Fox back to work. He faced the minimum 3 in the 6th, allowed a leadoff single to Oh Jang Han. But then Song Chan Oi bounced into a 4-6-3 double play, and then Fox struck out Kim Saw Kwan on a breaking ball to end the 6th inning. So here he is back out for the 7th. 1-0 GK over Melbourne. A run on 4 hits and 1 error for GK. No runs on 6 hits, all singles, and 1 error for the Aces. So Fox gets Park Ju-hong, the designated hitter, then Park Jong Hyun and Jong Jin Hyuk, the 6, 7, 8 hitters in the lineup for GK. Pitchers duel tonight. GK manufactured a run in the 5th inning. Jong Jin Hyun, who's up in 2 batters, walked to start the frame. He stole second, reached third on an error, and then came home on Park Sang-on, the sacrifice fly to center. Only run of the game so far in the 2022-2023 ABL season opener for these two clubs. Here's the 1-1 pitch from Fox. Chopped to first. It's under the glove of J.D. Osborne down the right field line. Digging for 2 is Park. The throw in is a little bit late. And safe at second with, we'll see what they call that, whether it's an error or a hit. But a runner at second for GK. Robson did a good job getting it back in. But a leadoff man in scoring position for GK.
And they're going to give that an error to J.D. Osborne, and he didn't get his body behind it, just hopped right over his glove and into right field. A tough hop for him. Second error of the game for the Melbourne Aces.
That brings up Park Jong Hyun, the shortstop. He's 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a line out to left. Corners come in for the Aces as the third baseman Cruz and the first baseman Osborne pinch up a little bit on the grass. There's a bunt attempt that's fouled back from Park Jong Hyun. A late decision to bunt there. He's trying to sacrifice Park at second over to third, but couldn't get it down. The middle infielders will stay back.
And that's something you see a lot in the KBO, really in all levels of Korean baseball. The fundamentals, the small ball that isn't as popular in the major leagues.
So here's Park squaring early. He pops this one up behind home plate. No play for O'Neill. It's back into the net, and the count's 0-2. So we'll see if they keep the bunt on with 2 strikes.
That's a good pitch from Jack Fox. He saw the bunt coming, and you gotta love the communication between him and Matt O'Neill, calling for that high fastball, kind of the anti-bunt.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see what he comes with here on 0-2. Early look at what Park's doing at the plate. It looks like the bunt is still on. Well, now he pulls back and holds the bat up high. He's going to hit away. Well, it doesn't matter anyway. It's a called strike 3. Doesn't take the bat off his shoulders there. It's a big strikeout for Jack Fox, his second of the game, first out of the 7th.
And Fox could not have put that ball in a better spot. High outside corner, pinpoint accuracy on that punch out.
Jack Fox navigating that AB as best as he could. And he gets the punch out. So 1 out and a man on second. Here's Jong Jin Hyuk, the center fielder. He started that rally in the 5th, walked to lead off the frame, and to this point in the game, he scored the only run of the contest.
Yeah, and that run might have been one of the reasons that Peter Moylan's sitting in the dugout right now, but again, that's the small ball.
Yeah. It is an unearned run for GK, but still counts the same. Pitch is over from Fox. Looked like a changeup there. So 5 innings of 1-run ball, no earned runs on Cody Mincy's line tonight. He's on the losing end right now. He struck out 4 in his 5 frames, and Fox an inning and a third into his night. Ball and a strike with 1 down. Line drive right at J.D. Osborne, the first baseman. Throw back to second, and diving back in safely is Park Ju-hong. Well, nice play by Osborne there. Good reaction time over at first. And that is out number 2 of the inning.
Yeah, he had the tough hop on the air, makes up for it there with a really quick reaction time and good instinct just to automatically spin and throw it to first base. You see those legs kind of pop. That's where you see the catcher instincts in him. Looked like that pop-up time was maybe a second.
Yeah, strong throw to second. Just a little bit late. Nice cover by the shortstop, Khalil, coming in behind. Here's Park Sang-on, the catcher. Well, he'll take a second to readjust his batting gloves. Now he steps in the batter's box. Aces trail GK 1-0, top of the 7th. Fox looking to make it 2 scoreless on his line tonight. Starts Park out with a strike 1. It's 0-1.
And though the bunt's not going to be on with 2 outs here, but in that sac fly at bat he was trying to bunt it the first couple swings, I guess you can say.
Next pitch from Fox misses outside. And the count's 2-1. And the whole at bat changed because, like you said, he was bunting to start, and then the stolen base gets to third on the air, and then you got a man on third, less than 2 outs. You're going to be swinging away trying to drive the run in. The whole at bat changed, and the game has changed ever since then. 1-1. Change up. I don't know where it missed, but it did miss, according to the home plate umpire, Stuart Howe.
Yeah, another close call, but that one looked like it might have just dropped below the knees of Park Sang-un.
Popped out in the second, brought home that run with the sac fly in the fifth. 2-1 pitch, change up, tapped foul in front of home plate. Count even at 2.
And that took a big bounce off the dirt, hit the inside of his arm as well. That can't feel good.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Fox looking to make it through 2 scoreless and get the Aces into the home half of the 7th with their 6, 7, and 8 hitters due up. Fox set. High leg kick, the next pitch. Fastball misses high, and the count runs full. The big pitch coming here for Fox. First base is open, so no harm if he walks him. But the top of the order coming up after Park. It'll be back to you.
And if you're Fox, you really want to just put a strike, not too obvious of one.
Payoff pitch. Line drive right back at Jack Fox. Bat splinters in half. Fox makes the grab, flips the baseball backwards behind him towards the mound, and that ends the frame. A little glove work from Jack Fox to end the inning. No runs on no hits, 1 error, 1 man left. Stretch time in Melbourne. We go to the bottom of the 7th, 1-0 GK on the Aces TV network.
Aussie gardeners are best served by Aussie tools, built specifically for our unique environment and conditions. Back in the 1890s, Leonard Chambers and William Thompson started a beekeeping supply business in Melbourne. Little would they know that their company would go on to change how Australians garden for well over a century. Cyclone is ingrained into our country's history and our way of life. Our tools are long-lasting and purpose-built for hard work.
We've been making quality tools for over a century.
They last that long, you can hand them down to the next generation. Good, quality, honest product that the Australian people have grown to love.
It's not an Aussie shed without a cyclone.
My biggest takeaway of being here for 34 years is just a sense of pride in the product.
Australians buy good products. So if they keep on buying, we keep on making, so we're here.
Cyclone tools, made for Australians.
Bottom of the 7th inning from Melbourne Ballpark. Michael Marcantonini, a.k.a. Aussie Mike, along with Josh Sperber. We've got a punt 1-2-3 pitching change as Geelong Korea goes to its bullpen for the first time tonight. 6 strong innings, 6 shutout innings from right-handed starter Kim Jae-young. And now a new man on the mound as they go to another right-hander. Han Son-tae is the man who takes over out of the GK pen. See what the Aces can do against Han as they send up Nick Bertucci, Jared Cruz, and George Khalil 6, 7, 8 in the Melbourne order. No runs on 6 hits, Josh. The base hits have been there, but no extra base hits and no runs.
And I think for the Aces, part of that is because of what we've been talking about the whole night. Just the delivery of Kim Jae-young has made it difficult, and it looks like, from what I've seen in warm-ups, it's a 3/4 arm slot for Son-tae Han. So a bit more of a conventional for delivery. So we'll see if that makes things easier at the plate for the Aces.
Yeah, I got to imagine after 6 innings seeing a guy, with that side release, somebody thrown over the top. That's got to feel good. Well, Jared Cruz is the first man to greet the reliever, and the first pitch is over for a strike, 0-1. Cruz reached on an error in the 4th inning, bounced back to the pitcher, Kim, his first time up in the 2nd. 0-1 pitch, fastball in on the hands of Cruz, quickly 0-2. Well, we've seen all 4 pitchers work quickly tonight.
And the inside fastball has been the thing working best for Geelong, for all Geelong pitchers. We've seen a lot of those jam shots from their starter as well.
0-2, a called strike 3 on the outer half. And that pitch on the outer half is almost unhittable for righties because we've seen multiple times a called strike 3 on a pitch a little bit off the plate. I mean, how are you supposed to hit that as a right-handed hitter?
Yeah, I mean, that's not easy, especially one like that just kept kind of tailing away from Jared Cruz.
So Cruz is down. That brings up George Khalil. Pitch to Khalil misses. Next pitch, there's Khalil.
And Khalil is another guy who's looked really good defensively. 0 for 2 at the plate, though.
There's a tapper back to the mound. And that is out number 2 of the frame. So, you know, I was all screwed up, Josh, because I thought that Nick Bertucci was supposed to lead off the inning because I thought Ryan Dale was caught stealing to end the last inning, but it was strike 3 on Bertucci on that throw. You know, the throw down to second didn't matter. I was trying to figure out what happened there. I thought Dale was the last out on the bases and Bertucci was going to start the 7th inning, but it was a called strike 3, so Dale was not caught stealing to end that inning.
Yeah, another late strike call by Stewart Howe.
I know I said multiple times Bertucci was supposed to lead off, but it was Cruz who led off. So now I'm all caught up. I was trying to figure out what happened. So Bertucci went down on strikes to end that inning. So now McConnon, the third batter of the inning after the first 2. Cruz and Khalil went down quickly.
And McConnon, a late addition to this roster, has got on base both times he's come to the plate.
There's a called strike. So the reliever, Hahn, is working quickly and efficiently. Got the 2 outs quickly, and now a pitch away from a 1-2-3 frame, 1-2 on McConnon. Next pitch, fastball, called strike 3 on the outer half. Another late call and another pitch that looked like a ball, but what are you going to do? 7 full in the books in Melbourne, a 1-0 lead for GK in a pitcher's duel. To the top of the 8th we go here on the Aces TV network.
Aussie gardeners are best served by Aussie tools, built specifically for our unique environment and conditions. Back in the 1890s, Leonard Chambers and William Thompson started a beekeeping supply business in Melbourne. Little would they know that their company would go on to change how Australians garden for well over a century. Cyclone is ingrained into our country's history and our way of life. Our tools are long-lasting and purpose-built for hard work.
We've been making quality tools for over a century.
They last that long, you can hand them down to the next generation. Good, quality, honest product that the Australian people have grown to love.
It's not an Aussie shed without a cyclone.
My biggest takeaway of being here for 34 years is just a sense of pride in the product.
Australians buy good products. So if they keep on buying, we keep on making, so we're here.
Cyclone tools, made for Australians.
Again against Geelong Korea.
1-0 GK over the Melbourne Aces. First home game, first game overall for the Aces in the 2022-2023 ABL season. We're having some fun at the ballpark here. Great crowd on hand for the Aces season opener. It's been a couple of years since the ABL played an official season. The Aces played some games last year at Melbourne Ballpark in the Melbourne Challenge Exhibition Series. But these games count, Josh, and welcome you back inside our broadcast booth. He's Josh Sperber. I'm Michael Marcantonini, a.k.a. Aussie Mike. It's really fun to be a part of this atmosphere tonight, Josh.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still waiting on our guy Ed Wyatt to bring us up some of that delicious foods from the food truck. But, you know, what can you do? I'm definitely having some fun. Always love a good pitcher's duel, and Jack Fox back on the bump spinning it for Melbourne.
2 scoreless for Jack out of the bullpen. Cody Mincy, 5 innings of 1-run ball. That 1 run was unearned. So no earned runs on the line score for the Aces tonight, but they trail 1-0 here in the top of the 8th inning. Top of the order for GK, Yu Sang-pin, Saw Ho Chow, and Oh Jang-han, the top 3. As Jack Fox looks to navigate the Aces through another scoreless inning. Line drive into center field. Willis comes on, makes the grab on the run. Good jump there for Aiden. And Yu is retired for out number 1 of the 8th. Well, Josh, one of the things with these winter leagues, now I know it's summer, fall, spring and summer out here, but for us coming from the States, this is winter ball for the guys coming from the States. And it's always interesting to see how guys get in leagues like this and how they end up out here. Is it their agent making calls? Is it just knowing guys and say, hey, I want to play there, when I get a chance? But for Jack Fox, I asked him on Media Day how it came about that he got out here to play for the Aces, and he said that Mick was in the States, just kind of doing some recruiting, trying to, get some guys to come out and play, and Jack, just happened to be talking to him. He said, do you need another pitcher? And Mick's like, actually, I am looking for a couple more. And that's how Jack Fox ended up out there. He simply asked Mick if they needed any more arms, and here he is coming from the States over to Melbourne, Australia.
I'll be right back. I'm going to see if they need another shortstop. No, but, it's sometimes about looking at the right guys, asking the right questions, and based on the first couple innings we've seen from Jack, it looks like Mick made another great decision bringing him into Melbourne.
I know Jack's excited to be here. Bunt attempt from Saw, and he almost got sawed off. Had to pull his hands back there, 1-1. But yeah, Jack's really enjoying his time here in Melbourne. I asked him what he's most excited to do out here, off the field. Obviously, baseball is going to take up a lot of these guys' times out here, as it will for us as well. But Jack said during the 9-day break in December for the holidays, he's going to plan a trip to Tasmania and go fishing out there. He said it's the fly fishing capital of the world, and he brought his rod with him. So Jack's going to get some fishing in Tasmania over the break. That's one of the cooler plans I've heard from some of these guys, what they plan to do while they're out here.
He's planning to try and get some of these guys fishing while he's playing baseball.
I like that. If you didn't go there, I was going to. So 2-2 the count now as Fox misses low and in to Saw.
He didn't go fishing on that.
No.
We got to find a way to make some fly fishing puns then.
Yeah,
if Jackson have it fly fisher.
The hitter wasn't biting on that one.
This could go on for days.
Here's Fox's 2-2, swing and a miss. Good changeup low and away. That's the third strikeout for Jack. 2 up, 2 down in the 8th.
And here I thought all the puns we'd make for him would be on his last name, but nasty breaking stuff, absolutely fooling Saw Ho Chow. And you got another look at it right there. Outside, low, no chance.
Yeah, lunging on that front leg. And well, here's Oh Jang-han, and after seeing what the first two guys did, he's probably saying, uh-oh. It took you a second there. I knew you'd like it. There's a line drive into left center. That's down in front of Willis, so no 1-2-3 inning for Jack. That brings up Song Chan Oi.
Now batting second baseman for Geelong Korea, Song Chan Oi.
So O with his third hit of the ball game. He's 3 for 4 with a trio of singles. He's also stolen a base.
Yeah, Jung Han's had a great game. 2 singles, a stolen base for him, and yeah, just he continues to get on base. That one just kind of lined up the middle, found some green grass, and manufactured a base hit.
I would have been worried if it found grass of another color.
Yeah, that would be something. I guess it'd be brown grass because it's been so rainy around here.
2 down and a man on first. Song's been on a couple times. Nice pick in the dirt by O'Neill there on the pitch down and away. Well, Song walked in the first, singled in the fourth, then bounced into that 4-6-3 double play in the 6th. So Fox looking for the inning ender. Looking to get the Aces back into the dugout as they try to tie this game and possibly take the lead. Aces trail 1-0 in the top of the 8th. That pitch misses high. Mincy struck out 4 over his 5 innings of work. Fox with 3 already through 2 2/3. Could use a punch out here, but right now trying to avoid a walk as the count has swelled to 3-1 in favor of Song.
And just high and in there on Song. Did well to get out of the way, had to spin his body to avoid that pitch.
Next pitch, cranked out to deep left field. You can forget about this one. Bertucci will just watch that one sail over his head and over the fence. A 2-run home run for Song Chan-Oi. Waited back on that one and deposited it well over that left field fence. And that opens up the scoring a little bit from 1-0 to 3-0. And GK with some breathing room.
A no-doubt home run for sure. Geelong's got a solid contingent of fans that are quite happy about that one. But a mistake that Song Chan-Oi took advantage of to give Geelong a big lead. Looks like they've got a little home run prop there. Some kind of hat, it looks like a home run hat for Song Chan-Oi.
The 2-run home run for Song. It's his second hit of the night. It's the third time reaching base safely for him on the evening. And the line keeps moving. Here's Kim Saw Kwan with a base hit through the hole between first and second. Third straight hit for GK after the first two batters of the inning made outs. So a 3-0 game now. And Josh, on a night like tonight where the Aces bats have not yet come alive, 3-0 kind of feels like 7 or 8-0.
Yeah, no extra base hits yet for the Aces, and that just makes that home run tougher to swallow. Still a manageable game, and these Aces prove that in the exhibition game, yeah, with just the one home run by Willis, but they can certainly come out and get some late runs, as it looks like Tim Ballard is out there talking to Fox.
Yeah, quick chat with pitching coach Tim Ballard, Fox, and the catcher O'Neill, as Fox looks to get the ender and limit the damage to just 2 runs. Inning started with a line out to center, then Fox picked up a strikeout, so it was 2 gone and no one on. O singled, and Song Chan-Oi in a hitter's count waited back on a pitch that came over the heart of the plate and deposited over the left field wall, a deep 2-run homer, and then a single from Kim. Here's a bloop shot into left field. It's down for a base hit. Going first to third is Kim. It's a stand-up double for Park Ju-hong. It's the 4th straight hit for the GK squad here in the inning. Second extra base hit of the inning.
Yeah, and 2 very different extra base hits for Geelong. That just a bloop double, but hit into the right part of the ballpark. It looks like Bertucci was shifted a bit more towards center field, so a shift-beating bloop double to put runners on second and third, and that might be the hook for Jack Fox.
John Diebel walks out to the mound. He's already motioned to his bullpen. That's it for Jack. Looks just kind of like he just ran out of gas there at the end. The 4 straight hits, the home run, the double mixed in there. And that is it for Jack. So we'll have a pitching change, a punt 1-2-3 pitching change for the Aces. We'll take a quick break here on the broadcast. When we come back, we'll set the scene with the new pitcher. 3-0 GK over the Aces, bottom 8. Stick with us.
Oh, we've been there for every game of 4 and 25. When Meatloaf overcooked it and Gregan saved that try. When Brownie takes one for the team and Bradbury skated by. This golden crusty pastry watched as Taylor kick the sky. When Ben Simmons makes a 3, we give a big high five. What future sport looks like just won't be right without a pie. Oh, what a lovely pie, me mates are 4 and 25.
Light and Easy's award-winning healthy meal delivery service features over 235 delicious breakfasts, lunches and dinners for everyone to enjoy. From those who want to lose weight to those who want to gain more free time. From those who want to be a little healthier to those a little older who want to age well. There's no shopping or cooking and there's no contracts or subscriptions. Just your choice of affordable, ready-to-eat meals delivered to your door when you need them. Visit lightandeasy.com.au today.
Well, Jack Fox's night is done after 2 2/3 innings of work out of the bullpen. He was at 2 2/3 scoreless and then gave up 4 straight hits, single homer, single double. The 2-run homer from Song Chan-oi, the big blow here in the top of the 8th inning. Geelong Korea squad came into the 8th inning with a 1-0 lead. They now lead it 3-0 over the Aces. New pitcher into the game, third pitcher of the night for Melbourne. It's right-hander Darcy Longstaff, young right-hander making his Aces debut. He's going to head to Arizona in the spring to pitch in the Cincinnati Reds organization. So Darcy getting a chance to pitch for the Aces, and he's got a lot of exciting times ahead in his baseball career, Josh.
Yeah, he's just 18. His brother Reese actually played here last season, won a championship with Melbourne, but Darcy ranked as one of the most exciting young Australian arms, getting his first ABL action today, coming in a tough spot.
Runners at second and third with 2 down. Here's Park Jong-hyun, the shortstop. Pitch misses low and away. O'Neill handles that one behind the dish. Well, the Aces, either way, we're going to have some work to do, whether GK added on or not. No runs on the scoreboard for the Aces tonight, just 6 hits, all singles. So either way, the bats are going to have to come alive with 6 outs to play with. Pitch from Longstaff. Fastball in the outer half, count evens up at 1.
That fastball seems to just get quicker the closer it gets to the plate. A lot of late life on that pitch from Darcy Longstaff.
Another exciting young arm for us to check out here tonight for the Aces to see what he's got. Next pitch from Darcy misses low and away again with the fastball.
And, you know, getting his first pro action, you got to think that that's a pitch he's going to lean on. You see a lot of the guys who don't have as many professional innings under their belt really look at their go-to pitch to try and get themselves situated and accustomed to this new professional atmosphere, as now Matt O'Neill's going to come out and have a chat with him.
Yeah, just trying to settle down a young arm. And this is a case, we talk about intangibles in baseball, where a guy who's played a couple pro seasons over in the States can go out there and settle down an 18-year-old kid and help them get through this inning, limit the damage to just 2 runs in the frame, keep it a 3-0 ball game, and see what the Aces can do with the bats after that.
And it could be an example of the catcher doing something with the pitcher, trying to calm the young righty down.
2-1 misses. It's 3-1.
And that was something that you mentioned early in the game, that O'Neill and the rest of these catchers really praised by Peter Moylan, by John Diebel, as being able to handle the pitching staff very well.
Hitters count for Park, who's 0 for 3 with a pair of strikeouts and a lineout tonight. Runners at second and third for GK as the threat continues. Longstaff comes back with a fastball in the outer half, make it 3-2. Both runners on base. The responsibility of Jack Fox, who exited after 2 2/3. Gave up 5 hits, struck out 3, did not walk a batter, but his line is not closed quite yet. 2-strike pitch from Darcy, misses ball 4. I don't know about that one. I'm going to need to see a replay there. That one looked good. It looked a lot better than some of the fastballs we've seen on the outer half that were called strikes. But it's ball 4 and the bases are loaded for the 8-hole hitter Jong.
A really close pitch, and that's just one of those borderline ones that you want to get as a pitcher on the mound. And Longstaff will have another batter to deal with, this time with the bases loaded.
5 straight have reached for GK. First pitch from Darcy to the left-handed hitting Jong is over for a strike. Nice pitch on the inner half there.
They really like to see a guy, especially a guy as young as Longstaff is, going for it with the fastball, looking to locate that pitch and really dot the I's on the black of the plate.
Ground ball to third, handled by Cruz. Waited on that one, kept the glove down, steps on third. 5 unassisted fielder's choice. That ends the inning. 2 runs on 4 hits, no errors. 3 men left on. The 2-run home run from Song, the big blow in the inning. 3-0 GK, bottom 8 after this on Melbourne Aces TV.
One Love is there for the moments with the people you love the most. To share the highs and the lows together. It's the one for all people, all times, and all places. Brick Lane's One Love Pale Ale. It's the one for all.
At the Sporting Globe, we're a little different to other pubs and bars. We have more than just cooks, we have chefs. We have more than bar service, we have table service. We have more than specials, we have specialties. We have more than live sporting events, we have atmosphere. And we have more than customers, we have fans. It's more than a sports bar, it's a Sporting Globe.
Bottom of the 8th inning from Melbourne Ballpark. The Aces need a few. It's the GK squad 3 and the Aces nothing. 3 runs on 7 hits, 1 error for GK. No runs on 6 hits, 2 errors for the Aces. Another pitching change into the ballgame. A 1-2-3 pitching change. A punt 1-2-3 pitching change as GK goes to its bullpen again. 6 shutout frames from Kim Jae-young to start the game. Then Han Soon-tae took over. He threw a scoreless 7th. And now here in the 8th inning, the GK squad will turn to a lefty, and they will go with Kim Tae-hyun.
The first time that they've seen a lefty has Melbourne. And a lot of right-handed hitters in this lineup. We'll see how much better they see the ball with it coming from a different side of the mound.
So Kim Tae-hyun, the new pitcher for Geelong Korea. Top of the order for the Aces in the 8th inning, Willis, Robson, and Osborne. Aces trying to get on the scoreboard. They've been held off the board all night. 7 shutout frames combined between Kim and Han. Now Kim Tae-hyun, the new pitcher. Count 1-0 on Aiden Willis, who's 1 for 3 on the night, singled in the 3rd. Willis again patrolling center for the Aces. Looks really good out there defensively. Takes inside, count 2-0. Well, what's it going to take, Josh, for this team to get on the board here against this GK bullpen?
I mean, it's really a matter of just stretching out those hits. I mean, 5 hits in a game is not too shabby, but no extra base hits of those 5 base hits.
All singles for the Aces. O'Neill got the first Aces hit with a single in the 2nd. Willis and Robson infield singles in the 3rd. Bertucci singled to right in the 4th. And then a 1-out single for Dale in the 6th. And Aiden Willis walks on 4 pitches to open the 8th. So the leadoff man is on for Melbourne. It's the first time since Wade McConnell singled in the 5th that they have their leadoff man on. So it's 6 hits for the Aces. That scoreboard's wrong. Yeah, so it's 6 hits on the night.
Willis has one of them. Now he's got a walk, and that's probably the last guy that Geelong wants to put on the base pass. Willis has a ton of speed.
Double play combo at short and second, pinching for 2 up the middle. The third baseman, who started the game at short, that's Park Jong-hyun. He's moved from short to third. He's in a little bit. And the first baseman, Kim Seok-kwan, holding on the runner at first. Now time is called. We'll have a mound visit. It'll be a good time to tell you the defensive changes. So I mentioned that Park Jong-hyun moved from short to third, and Kyu Sung Kim is in the ball game at shortstop. He pinch hit for Saho Chow a couple innings ago.
Yeah, pinch hitter in that last frame. Got the strikeout, the last out that Jack Fox recorded for the pinch hitter. And now he moves into shortstop. Mostly a defensive substitution, maybe, in the late stages of this ball game.
The meeting on the mound is over. Left on left for the reliever Kim against Jacob Robson, who's 1 for 3 with an infield single in the 3rd. Robson swings, grounds the 1-0 pitch down the first base line. It's foul. So Jacob will get another shot. Well, you mentioned how much Willis can do on the base pass and how he can affect the game with his legs. really would have been awesome to see the Aces hold that deficit to 1-0 coming into this inning and then see him as the tying run at first to see what they would have done.
Yeah, I mean, obviously that would have changed some things up, but I know Robson was really, you could see him on the replay, really fighting to make sure that that was called foul, as he would have walked right into an out.
Aces trail by 3. Robson fouls one off, and at this point in the game, you just need base runners, and the goal is to bring the tying run up to the plate. The Aces will try to do that, see if Robson can get on and have that tying run be Osborne in the on-deck circle.
And Osborne 0 for 3 at the plate today, so certainly, at least in the Aces' minds, due for something big. And Robson, as we mentioned, major league service time for him. He could really be a game changer.
Pitch in the dirt. Willis stays put at first. Nice job by the catcher Park to keep that in front.
And Willis certainly thought about going to second base, but as you said, Mike, a great block. And we see again on the replay, that bounced well in front of home plate. Song-An Park able to make that stop.
2 balls and 2 strikes on Jacob Robson as the Aces look to put a rally together. Next pitch, swing and a miss, chased down and away. Kept in front by the catcher Park, and Robson's down on strikes for the first time tonight. Out number 1 of the 8th.
That's a nasty-looking slider, exactly what you want to see out of a left-handed pitcher to a left-handed batter. That slider looked a lot like a fastball until it just dropped, and Robson was fooled. He strikes out for the first time tonight.
Here's J.D. Osborne, 0 for 3. Grounded to first his last time up. See what J.D. can do here with a man on. Willis over at first. He walked to open the frame. Aces back at Melbourne Ballpark, playing in an official ABL game for the first time since they won the 2020-2021 Claxton Shield here on this field.
Yeah, great to have baseball back, and the Aces looking to turn things around in the late stages, trying to get a better start on their 2-time defending champion season.
Pitch to Robson, foul tip into the glove, chased a high fastball. 2 strikes now on the Aces first baseman. The Aces went 19-9 in the regular season, and that resulted in a second straight Claxton Shield in 2020-2021. Looking to make it a 3 in a row here and finish off a 3-peat. 2-strike pitch to Osborne, popped up, out of play, foul. And the count stays where it is.
And the ball stays on the roof. If you heard that loud bang through your speakers, there are a couple fans with their gloves out ready to make that play, but that's going to be one for the ops staff trying to pick that off the roof here.
We'll hunt for it after the game. Well, looking at some of the numbers from that 2020-2021 ABL season for the Aces, Josh, the team I mentioned, the team went 19-9 in the regular season, then swept through the playoffs. As a team, the Aces hit .284 that year. Next pitch to Osborne, misses outside with an .811 team OPS. And on the pitching side, Aces pitchers held opponents to a .246 batting average, posted a .361 ERA. So all around there, really impressive numbers.
And a lot of people don't take as much stock in batting average as they used to, but .284 as a team is just remarkable.
Osborne down on strikes, breaking ball down, tough pitch to handle there. Back-to-back punch-outs for the lefty Kim. Yeah, I think it's gotten to a point where, yeah, for a while batting average was overvalued, but it's gotten to a point now where it's undervalued. Because if you've got a guy who hits .280, you want him on your team any day. If you've got a team that hits .280, you know they're going to have success. And you see there, it translated to a 19-9 year and a championship.
Yeah, can't get too much better than that.
First pitch, strike to Ryan Dale, called strike on the inner half. See if Ryan can extend the inning and bring that tying run up. Willis has been at first base since he walked to start the inning. Last two batters went down on strikes. Next pitch misses inside. That one was close, but it missed. And the count's 1-1.
I'm surprised they haven't sent Willis, especially down a couple runs. I mean, a fast runner like him leading off, that could be a potential spark, but he has stayed put on first base.
1-1 pitch. Dale takes again. It's 1-2. Yeah, I guess I'm with you there that it could spark the team and kind of bring some energy into the stadium. But at the same time, I guess the thought is, that base runner, that runner going from first to second isn't going to do much unless a couple more get on anyway.
Yeah, it's hard to disagree with the way John Diebel, who stepped in as the acting manager, it's hard to disagree with the way that he runs a team. He certainly knows he's doing down there.
He's managed a game or two.
Maybe 3. Maybe.
Yeah, it's going to be fun getting to know this coaching staff this year because there's so much experience on that coaching staff. As Dale chases the ball in the dirt, strikes out to end the inning. So after a leadoff walk to Willis, Kim fans the side in order after that. We are through 8 innings at Melbourne Ballpark to the top of the 9th. It's GK 3, the Aces nothing. You're watching Melbourne Aces baseball on the Aces TV network. Top of the 9th inning in Melbourne, 3-0 GK over the Aces. I'm going to throw it back to Josh Sperber with the play-by-play.
Thank you, Aussie Mike. Not the way that we would like to see the game gone in Melbourne. A couple fans might agree in the stadium, but still a packed house here at Melbourne Ballpark for this Melbourne Aces contest. And it looks like we have a new pitcher. Punt 1-2-3 pitching change brings Jeremy Young to the bump for Melbourne, another veteran of this Aces team after Darcy Longstaff made his Aces debut, a short one, getting an out and walking a batter in his first inning at the pro level.
Yeah, it was good to see Darcy get out there and get the Aces out of a little bit of a jam, keep the deficit where it was at 3-0, limit the damage. And now Young takes over, a guy who has been around this ballpark quite a bit. He's one of the veteran aces on this pitching staff, and it's nice to see him back. I mentioned earlier the Aces keep the local talent coming back year after year, and that can be said for Jeremy Young.
Certainly can, as he gets his first pitch in for a strike to Park Sang-un. And working quickly, gets another one. A wild swing and a miss from the catcher to make it 0-2. Young in his 5th season with the Melbourne Aces after playing his earlier part of the year in the Netherlands. That one hit on the ground to third. Easy play and an out for Jared Cruz and the Melbourne Aces. So one away to reset the order. Yu-Sung Pin, who's 1 for 4 on the day.
A good start to Young's night, coming out of the bullpen, get a quick out, ground ball. Pitch low in the zone, and not really much that he could do with that one.
A routine play for sure, so the night officially done for both Jack Fox and Darcy Longstaff after the leadoff man Yu-Sung Pin fouls this one away and out of play. So Jack Fox allowed the home run, 2 2/3 innings, was responsible for 2 of the 3 runs that were on base when Longstaff was pitching, but none of those scored. So 5 hits, 2 earned runs, 3 strikeouts, and of course the home run as the breaking ball misses outside, confirmed by third base umpire Jeff Dunn that the leadoff man, Yusong Pin, did not go. This one fouled back again. The count is 1-2 now. So for Fox, three strikeouts, no walks, 2 runs on 5 hits and 2 2/3. Longstaff walked 1 in a third of an inning. Looped over to first. J.D. Osborne makes the one-handed grab for out number 2. A routine play for the catcher and first baseman Osborne, and there are 2 away now in the 9th for Kyu-Sung Kim.
Yeah,
Pinch
really
hit in the last inning, and he played short in the bottom half of the 8th.
Yeah, really right now it's all about just keeping it a 3-0 game, throw up another 0, and you just never know what's going to happen in the bottom of the 9th.
Kim pops this one up into shallow left field. Bertucci looking for it, finds it in the lights to make the out. So 1, 2, 3, go Geelong Korea as Jeremy Young gets a fine start to his 5th season. Last licks for the Aces coming up on Aces TV. Bottom of the 9th. Aces fans ready to roar for Melbourne as Melbourne down to their final inning, and they'll face a new pitcher for the 3rd time. Ha Jun-soo comes in this punt 1-2-3 pitching change to close this one out, looking for the first save of the season for Geelong Korea.
Yeah, I mean, this is the first look that we've seen from really the Aces and Geelong, but just from the first look at Geelong's pitching staff, I mean, they've got some power arms on that staff. They've got some guys that can keep you off balance, lefties, righties, whatever it is. This is a good-looking pitching staff, at least early on.
And early on, setting the tone was Matt O'Neill. Good defensive plays, got the first hit of the season for Melbourne. He will lead off the 9th inning as the first pitch by Ha Jun-soo misses, low and away, count 1-0. And that was something we saw by the last reliever, Tae-hyun Kim, who struck out the side but walked a batter in his 8th inning hold, as another one misses from Jun-soo, and it's 2-0 to O'Neill. So once again, a late reliever for Geelong Korea falling behind the Aces hitters. Matt O'Neill spent 3 years in the Mets organization now as a catcher at the University of Pennsylvania. As he holds up his swing, appeal made, says he's safe. The ball dribbled behind the catcher, and it's a 3-0 count. We could have a 4-pitch walk to start off the inning for the 2nd straight frame.
That would work, any way you can get on. That's the theme of this bottom of the 9th, down 3. Find a way on and try to scratch across a few runs to tie or possibly win it.
You never know what can happen in baseball as a get-me-over pitch barely finds the plate. Slipped out of the hands of Ha Jun-soo, but did the job. 3-1 to Matt O'Neill.
Well, that outside corner has been it's been called all night. The plate has expanded anytime a pitch is to a righty outside in that part of the plate.
And the inside pitches are where Geelong Korea's hurlers have gotten their money's worth. Getting O'Neill to swing at the inside heat. Now the count runs full. 3-0 the score. 2 of them coming on that home run just a couple innings ago. Payoff pitch. Low and inside, and Matt O'Neill works the walk. Second straight walk to lead off the inning. And that is big for Melbourne.
Yeah, that's huge. They had to have the leadoff man on in this inning, and now they've got it. Bertucci's swung a good bat tonight, had that line drive single earlier. Just keep the line moving. Nobody needs to be the hero. Just do the job and find a way on, and you put a rally together, anything can happen.
O'Neill staying on first. Certainly not the time of the inning to use a pinch runner, but a possibility that John Diebel goes into his bag of tricks if the Aces get more on. Hot shot to third base, fired to second for one, on to first, and Bertucci is gone by a step. The coaching staff, the fans cannot believe it. And boos rain from the home crowd as Bertucci thought he had that one beat.
Yeah, I'm going to have to see that replay there because I thought he beat it easily. Either way, though, that's a really nice play by the third baseman, Park Jung-hyun. That's one that's definitely going to, that one hurts. That hurts right there, especially as they're trying to get a rally going here in the bottom of the ninth. But GK has been so smooth in the field tonight.
So Bertucci's staying around first base. John Diebel out of the dugout awaiting the umpire review as Jeff Dunn, Ian Gavin, and Stuart Howe are all convened by the pitcher's mound. Because if you look at this replay, it seems pretty clear to me that Bertucci's past the first base bag, stepped on before the ball hits the glove of Saquon.
And they do call him safe, so it's overturned. There we go.
So a 5-4-3 double play turns into a fielder's choice, 5-4, and Nick Bertucci will get on first base.
Yeah, really nice turn by Park, the third baseman, just to get the lead runner because, a couple more inches, if he's playing a little more off the line or that ball is hit a little bit more to the left, that could have been runners at second and third or at least first and second with the tying run up and no outs. So a defensive play changes the scenario on the bottom of the ninth for the Aces.
And that's going to bring up Jared Cruz, a guy quite familiar to big situations in Melbourne. 9 seasons with the Aces now. 2 of them, the last 2 of them, he won the Claxton Shield. Now in a big spot, runner on first and 1 out now. 3-0 the score, though, in favor of Geelong. Here's the pitch. And that is hit high in the air out to shallow left center field. Could be in the Bermuda Triangle. It gets in there. Jared Cruz floats a single in between 3 GK defenders. And the Aces will bring the tying run up to the plate.
I got my rally cap on. Well, I don't. Metaphorically, I've got my rally cap on. I knew they were going to put something together here in the bottom of the ninth. But yeah, that's all you can ask for. Bring the tying run to the plate and give yourselves a chance. Nice piece there by Jared Cruz and found some outfield grass.
And that just died in the middle of the center fielder, left fielder, and shortstop for GK. And now George Khalil coming to the plate, representing the tying run. 2 on, 1 out. The Aces 3 runs behind GK in the beginning of their title defense. George Khalil, no stranger to big games, coming out of the SEC in South Carolina, hammers a foul ball above the Aces dugout. The power swing there by the Aces shortstop. He's 0 for 3 today, as the umpire, Stuart Howe, will deliver the ball personally to Ha Jun-soo to give really everyone time to recover. Not the first time the Aces have had to duck and cover from foul balls going over there.
No, well, before he got ejected earlier in the game, manager Peter Moylan grabbed a glove after that one close call with the line drive, and he was hanging over the railing with the first baseman's mitt on. So, I guess if you're going to hang over the railing over there, you might as well grab some leather. You just never know.
Yeah, now most of the players are staying securely underneath that railing, so a high foul ball won't hit them in the wrong spot. But anyway, it's a 0-1 count to George Khalil. Here's the pitch. Fouled back into the netting. Aggressive approach to the plate from Khalil, but 2 foul balls make it an 0-2 count.
Yeah, he's on it. I mean, this Melbourne team not going out without a fight here.
Certainly can expect a lot of fight from a two-time defending championship team. George Khalil, a member of both of those, not a member of any of those teams, excuse me. He's in his first season with the Melbourne Aces, spent the last 2 in the Frontier League. As that one is hit weakly towards first base, should not be 2. It'll be an unassisted ground out. Both runners advance, and George Khalil is out number 2 in the inning. Now Wade McConnon, a late addition to this Aces roster, not even time to sew a number on the back of his jersey, has a chance to do something in a huge spot for Melbourne.
And here it is, the moment he's been waiting for.
Expect a lot of corny jokes, folks. We're just getting started.
You know, and coming into the game today, I wasn't even feeling that kind of vibe, but they're just naturally flowing tonight.
Maybe there's some corny foods in the food truck that you're just kind of wafting those smells in here. Too much?
I'm just letting it roll.
First pitch called strike to Wade McConnon. High heat. Ha Jun-soo still on the mound for Geelong Korea. And McKinnon, despite the late addition to the rosters, had a solid game. Reached base 2 of the 3 times he's come to the plate. A single and a walk. Made it all the way to third in that third inning, where the Aces loaded up the bases. I like that. 0-1. Cut on, and did he go? He did not. Jeff Dunn says that McConnon held up his swing. It's a 1-1 count. Wade McConnon, one of the elder statesmen on this Aces roster, 32 years of age. In his first season with the Aces. Has a 1-1 count here. Swing and a miss. There's strike 3. Looks like the count was 0-2. I thought I saw the umpire say held up, but 3 strikes on 3 pitches to Wade McConnon to finish the game. The Aces, for the second time, stranding multiple runners in scoring position.
Yeah, tough night for the Aces offensively. They had that bases loaded 1-out opportunity early in the game. You know, brought the tying run to the plate in the 9th, a couple in scoring position. But, you know, the hits that they had on the night, 7 hits on the night, but they just scattered them throughout the game and weren't able to put that rally together. No extra base hits. That hurt. But give credit to the GK squad. Excellent pitching performance from 4 guys in the combined shutout.
Yeah, it certainly was a pitcher's duel. Kim Jae-young took the brunt of that work and will earn the win. 6 innings, 6 hits, 6 strikeouts, and 1 walk. Cody Mincy gets the loss. Ha Jun-soo gets the save. Still fireworks on opening day. I think an important part of all of that. But that is going to conclude our broadcast for the evening. Stick around tomorrow, 7 p.m. It is once again Aces and Geelong Korea. We'll be here all weekend long. You can join Mike Marcantonini and myself here on Aces TV. 3-0 the final score. Aces drop the opener in this 2022-2023 season. Want to give a big shout out to our production crew. They were fantastic as always in helping us get this broadcast going. For Mike Marcantonini, better known as Aussie Mike, I'm Josh Sperber. We want to thank you all for tuning in. Hope you'll join us tomorrow, and welcome to the 2022-2023 ABL season.